how are we all doing? Welcome back to Premier League Dad. My name is Kee. We are live for Leicester City against Birmingham City. I'm looking forward to this one. Championship footy, back on the channel. We've not had Championship footy. When's the last Championship game we did? Feels like a while. Feels like all we've done recently is Premier League and Europa League, Champions League, Conference League. We've done all those stuff. We haven't really done... What was the last Championship game we did? Let me find out. What was the last Championship game? We've definitely done quite a few Championship games this season, but the last one would have been... I think it might have been game week 1, actually. Sheffield United against Bristol City. That was the last one 2 weeks ago. Bristol City smashing Sheffield United at Bramall Lane. That was the last Championship game we've done, and then since then we've done loads. We've done absolutely loads since then, but that was a good... Yeah, it was a good week, that one. Loads of Premier League footy, but this is our first Championship game in a couple of weeks. Obviously in the international break, by the way, just a reminder, we are doing... I say we, us, me and you, right? I am going to be watching Brackley Town versus Carlisle United, Morecambe against Forest Green Rovers. We've got some National League footy on next week. So because the international break's happening after the weekend, everyone's forgetting about football. And no chance, not on this channel. Not on this channel. We've got the National League. We've got leagues from around Europe. We're going to be watching footy all around the place. So we've got loads of footy coming up. But this weekend, obviously, we've got loads. We've got tomorrow, first game is Chelsea-Fulham. Then we're going to be doing Wolves-Everton. Then we've got Leeds against Newcastle. And then on Sunday, we're going to watch Rangers-Celtic. The old firm. Is that going to be Russell Martin's last game as Rangers manager? So we've got Russell Martin's maybe final game as Rangers manager against Celtic at Ibrox. Then we've got Liverpool against Arsenal. And then we've got Villa against Palace to finish us off on Sunday night. So 3 games Saturday, 3 games Sunday. Yeah, loads of games. Loads and loads of games this weekend. So hopefully you'll join us for a couple, maybe all of them, who knows. Nick Nack, how's it going? Good to see you. Shelley, Josh, Finners Matty, how's it going? Finners Matty, are you going to be watching the World Cup qualifiers? Absolutely I am. Abso-blooming-lutely. Looking forward to it. Right. Let me get you up on TikTok. 1 second. I'm not ignoring you, TikTok. I promise you. Under the floodlights. A Man U who drew against Fulham and lost to Grimsby, but Chelsea draw also to Fulham. Come on. What are you on about? Man U drew against Fulham and lost to Grimsby, but Chelsea draw also to Fulham. Yeah, but you could also use that same logic as Chelsea drew with Palace. Palace drew with Fredrikstad. Like, are Fredrikstad as good as Chelsea? No. So, the logic doesn't quite follow. Roma coming to Scotland twice in the Europa to destroy both. Tony, Premier League Dad, just finished Cremonese beating Sassuolo. I haven't watched that. Really? Okay, that's not bad. To be honest, I haven't seen any Serie A scores tonight. I know AC Milan are playing Lecce later on. But yeah, Cremonese 3, Sassuolo 2. Bet that was a good game. Who scored? Vasquez, Franco Vasquez, Pinamonti, Domenico Berardi, and then a 94th minute penalty winner for Manuel De Luca. Wow. Manuel De Luca came off the bench and scored a penalty to win it for Cremonese. Well done. That's a great game. Hope you enjoyed that one, Tony. Good pick. But yeah, we've got Lecce, AC Milan tonight. Obviously, Leicester, Birmingham. We've got the teams in for this one, so we'll go through that. Salford are playing Cheltenham tonight. Fancy Salford in that one. Cheltenham haven't been terrific recently. Yeah, I think they might struggle. Cheltenham lost 4 out. I think it's 4 on the spin, isn't it? Cheltenham have lost. So, you'd fancy Salford tonight. Ben Twist, why has Berardi stayed at Sassuolo? I think he could have moved on. He definitely could have moved on, but again, one of them things. Lens v Brest as well in Liga 1, Hamburg v St. Pauli in the Bundesliga, and we've also got Elche Levante, which is 0-0 at half-time in La Liga, and Valencia Getafe. Valencia Getafe going on later tonight, so loads of good games on tonight. But we're going to be watching this one. Most wins in their first 50 games. Chris Davis at Birmingham. Knick-Knack Salford have just signed a young Uruguayan forward. A young Eh? What's going on here? Has this been mislabeled? No. Oh, sorry. I've just had a minor panic because it's just popped up on my phone. Premier League Dad live watching, Palace against Fredrikstad, and I was like, no, that's clearly not the case. We're live for Leicester and Birmingham. Why is it showing that? Right, yeah, let's go through the lineup. Sorry, because I've just seen MT's just said, why is Wout Faes benched? So that's a big bit of news for Leicester, isn't it? Let's go through these lineups. Leicester City, Birmingham. So Leicester City, it is Stolarczyk in goal, Chowdhury, Okoli, Vestergaard, and Thomas at the back. Soumare, Skip, and Page in midfield. Lewis Page, 16 years of age. Not quite his debut. He has made a couple of appearances for Leicester, but only off the bench. So Lewis Page, he's a defender primarily, but he's playing in midfield. Is he playing in the 6 today? And then they've got Fatawu on the right, Ishaku Fatawu, Steffi Mavididi on the left, and Jordan Ayew up front at centre forward. So some interesting lineup for Leicester City. For Birmingham, now I'm interested from a Liverpool perspective in the Birmingham lineup because Lewis Koumas starts up front. If you're a Liverpool fan, Lewis Koumas starting up front. Koumas, of course, on loan from Liverpool this season. So they've got Allsop in goal, Ethan Laird, ex-Man United, at left back, Clara, Newman, and Asai Samuel completing the back 4. They've got Demarai Gray in the front 3 with Koumas and Furuhashi, and then a midfield 3 of Iwata, Pike, and Willemsen. Seung-ho Pike and Tomoki Iwata in midfield with Willem Thor Willemsen. He was really good last year, wasn't he, Willemsen? Knick-knack, where's El Khanous headed? Leeds. Isn't El Khanous still kind of rumoured to Palace? I thought he was rumoured to Palace. Leeds are accelerating the El Khanous signing after advanced talks. But Stuttgart as well, looking at him as well after Voltemade has left. So could be El Khanous going to Germany. Intrigued to see what Chelsea are going to do with Buonanotte as well, by the way. That feels like another mad signing. MT, I hoped Cash In would start. I really hoped you would see... what's the other lad's name? Jeremy Monga. Yeah, I was really hoping we'd see Monga start as well today. Right, sorry TikTok, I'm not ignoring you. What are we saying? Jacko1, what 3 PM game tomorrow are you doing? Everton against Wolves. Oh, sorry, Wolves against Everton it is, rather. Tomorrow. FA, Jack, how are you? Sorry, good to see you. I am Crute. I'm seeing rumours of Patrick Bamford to Man United for 75k a week. Do you think? Do you really think? Thank you for reposting that, Lee. Cheers for the likes. Cheers for the shares. Always really, really appreciated on TikTok. If you can, give us a like, give us a share. Let's try and get up to 2k if we can before kickoff. Empty. El Khanous is rumoured everywhere. Ostermord makes sense to replace Milo. Yeah, that's true. They do need something else in attack, especially with him going. Knick-knack, how come Leicester haven't made any signings except Begovic? I think they're still a little bit nervous about these point deductions hanging over him, because there was rumours Leicester were going to get point deductions before the season started. I don't really know what's going on with that at the moment. Whether or not it's still kind of in the offing, whether or not something's been agreed. It just feels like... Yeah, so the last news was there is no indication from Leicester City about when they will find out if they are hit with a points deduction. So basically it's just hanging over, and maybe they're just behaving themselves. Maybe they're looking at it and going, well, look, if we completely and utterly rein it in and we don't sign anyone, then we can at least argue that we've taken steps to not be irresponsible, to try and kind of address the problem. Because, do you know what? I mean, I can't really speak for the Football League, but the Premier League certainly are quite they adapt. They've been quite understanding with Everton. They moved the goalposts for Everton multiple times, bent the rules trying to make sure they didn't breach, and they still breached. And it was the same with Forest as well. They have constantly tried to move the goalposts to try and help these clubs, and they've failed. So Leicester City failing doesn't really reflect all that well on them, but it wouldn't be surprising if they escaped a points deduction. Everton are getting Europe. The only way Everton get Europe is if you get Swansea in the cup, mate. That's the only way Everton are getting Europe. Sunderland beating Brentford. I'm not sure, you know. Be yourself, Dylan. Hey, I loved the live setup before this one. Oh, cheers, man. Thank you. Just something new. Just something new I'm trying. It's there. We'll see. If you enjoyed it, it would be nice to know, because I want to do something like that week on week. The only reason I did it as a live is I was planning on doing it as a video, but I knew I didn't really have time because the games start tomorrow, so I thought I might as well try and get one out before the live tonight. So I just thought I'd do a quick half-hour live where we talked through the Premier League predictions for this week. So I might do that going forward. Reese's Footy Feed, how's it going, mate? Evening, Key. Can you tell me anything about Florentino Luis of Benfica? He had the highest interceptions in the Champions League last season. Florentino Luis. He's a DM. He's a holding midfielder. Reads the game well. Decent tackler. Not particularly good in possession. I'll say that. He's all right. He's okay. You don't play him. You don't play in the Portuguese league in that midfield position for Benfica unless you can play a little bit on the ball. But if you give him time on the ball, he might lose it a bit. But he intercepts. He reads the game well. Yeah, he can win. He can certainly win the ball back. As I say, that's a pretty decent stat to hang on to. If you're gonna think about anything, it's gonna be the fact that he got the most interceptions of any player in the Champions League last year for Benfica. Nick Nack, are we expecting a sellout tonight at the King Power? Don't see why not. I would hope so. Birmingham's a big old game, isn't it? Jacko1 says Burnley beating United. Alex, any news on Isak? Not that I'm aware of. No, I think Isak's there's an offer in lieu or about to happen of around 120 million, rising to 130. Liverpool, I don't think are going to go much higher though. I think that's going to be our final offer. We know that Newcastle now need to accept it. We are the only club at the table, and they're not going to keep him. So I feel like Liverpool can be quite bold now. MT, thoughts on the Belgium national team selection? Did Michy deserve to be selected? Are we on about Michy Batshuayi? I haven't seen the Belgian national team. I've got to be honest, not seen the selection, but are we talking about Michy Batshuayi? Is he being left out? Nick Nack, Leicester will need the 12th man tonight, I think. I've got Leicester to pinch a point tonight at least, anyway. Lee Oxley, Jamie Vardy set to sign for Serie A side in surprise move. Yeah, Cremonese, we've just been talking about them. Reese's Footy Feed, he's close to signing for us. Seems like a Parker signing. It's not a bad signing, yeah. He's certainly one that I wouldn't have expected to go to Burnley, put it that way. Liverpool were linked with Florentino Luis not all that long ago. He has not crashed and burned, that would be a overshoot, but he has... His form's dipped. He's not been great on the ball. Romano's just tweeted about Lamans. If United get Lamans, they'll do a lot better this season. They're really, really good. Sorry, he is really, really good. Joe, hello, Key lad. I'm buzzing me, pal. Yeah, mate, I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. That's good news. Freddie P, your predictions are crap. Well, Freddie, listen, we'll only know that after the weekend, won't we, mate? What's your predictions, Freddie? What's yours? Let's hear yours, Freddie. Taylor, yo, always here, got a headache, yet make jokes. Love the streams and footy, mate. Cheers, Taylor, good to see you, man. Hopefully you feel better. I am Crute. Is Lamans a smarter buy for Man United than a guaranteed quality keeper like Donnarumma? I think Lamans is an exceptional goalkeeper. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He is, for 15, 20 million quid, a really, really smart signing. And it's the kind of signing that Man United haven't made over the years. So, yeah, they would have been more inclined to go for a Donnarumma, actually. But I think Lamans is the smarter one. Yeah, good signing. If they get him. Knick-knack, Birmingham City have looked good so far. Seem to be creating plenty of chances. I'm surprised they've not got Stansfield up front. I really thought that we would see Stansfield up front, but is he... Oh, he's out injured, sorry. I thought he was on the bench. No, he's out injured, so it's Dykes, Dutch. Do you know what interesting here? So Marvin Dutch had more goal contributions in the Bundesliga than Voltemade. Marvin Dutch, who is on the bench for Birmingham tonight, had more goal contributions than Voltemade, who's just signed for 90 million for Newcastle. The fella on the bench for Birmingham. Yeah, that's right. That is right. You heard me right. The fella on the bench for Birmingham tonight has done more in the Bundesliga last year than Voltemade did. MT, yes, he plays for Eintracht Frankfurt as backup striker. Batshuayi does. Right, okay. Chimey, I think Arsenal will win this weekend. This Arne Slot tactic is really worrying. What is he worrying? Why is it worrying? Josh, sorry I missed your early stream. Oh, you don't have to worry about that, Josh. It was a last minute thing. I'm going to make it a regular going forward, so hopefully you'll catch him again in future. Knick-knack. Goal contributions include goals. How is that possible? Yeah, goals and assists. Voltemade got 14. Dutch got 17. True story. The guy on the bench got more than Voltemade tonight. Birmingham's backup centre-forward got more than Voltemade last season. Andrew King, where are you from, Kee? Originally, I am from a place called St Helens. That's where I grew up. That's where my accent's kind of from. Joe, I don't like what you said about Voltemade on Twitter. He's going to be a revaluation. Oh, revelation with Howe's backing. I know, but again, you're kicking off about that. But all I did was establish that that's just the facts. There was 16 centre forwards that had a better goal contribution record than Voltemade last season. 16. He got 12 goals last season in the Bundesliga, and 90 million euros is what you're getting for. I just pointed out a few small stats, and they angered it terribly angered the Newcastle fans. I have been called all sorts on Twitter over the last 24 hours. Brimsey, what do you think of Bradford City so far this season? Really good. I've backed you to beat AFC Wimbledon at the weekend, so yeah, I'm looking for. Hopefully Bradford get the win. That guy Miles, yo, hope you're good, my man. Head of the table, good to see you. Sam Savini, see nothing but a draw between us on Sunday. I wouldn't be surprised if it is, Sam. I think a draw's more likely maybe than either of us winning. But I have backed Liverpool to win, same as I'm sure you've backed Arsenal to win. I just fancy Liverpool. If we've got McAllister back in, we can do something. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw. It's going to be a completely different type of game to the games we've seen so far. You know, it's not going to be the same type of Arsenal performance as you put in against Leeds. Same as it isn't going to be the same one that we put in against Bournemouth. And it also isn't going to be the same type of game that you saw Liverpool and Newcastle play, which was basically a rugby match. Arsenal can play a bit of football. They will play it on the deck. Liverpool will too. Mackie94, what a signing for Tottenham with Simons. Yep, Xavi Simons, what a player. Fabulous player. Really, really good signing that for Spurs. Joe, Voltemade got 18 goals in all competitions and 2 assists last season, pal, so you're wrong. No, Bundesliga. We didn't talk about all competitions. We talked about the Bundesliga. That's not wrong. That is absolutely correct. He got 12 goals, 2 assists. Check it out. I don't get things wrong like that, Chief. If I put them in, it's right. 12 goals, 2 assists for Voltemade last season. And Marvin Dutch, the centre-forward on the bench for Birmingham tonight, got more than him. Knick-knack, what's Dutch doing in the Championship? He played for Birmingham last season and went on loan to Werder Bremen and had a really good year. I don't know why. I think I think he's on the bench tonight because he's not really in their plans. He's probably hoping to get back out to Germany. Sophie, I'm from Middlesbrough but support Sheffield United. How do you feel you do against Borough this weekend then? Big old game that for the Blades, isn't it? Joe, don't know why you're complaining. You're going to get Isak from this and good luck with him. No, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining at all. It's not complaining. It's just making a few observations about Voltemade. Knick-knack, his Bundesliga stats, this is Dutch Bundesliga stats look ace for the last few seasons. He got 30 goal contributions in 21-22. Yeah, like I said, not a bad player at all, and it just points to 14 goal contributions at 90 million quid, 90 million euros. It feels like an awful lot. I am crude. If Sunderland spent 90 million on Voltemade, Joe would be laughing at the price. Brimsey, Wimbledon will get pecked by the chickens, just like Wickham, Luton, Blackburn and Stoke. Ben, Mikatadze gone to Villarreal. Yeah, George Mikatadze, what a signing that is for Villarreal. One of my favourite centre-forwards, Mikatadze. I actually think he would have been an half-decent signing for Newcastle, to be honest. John, do you know anything about Borough's new signing, Kali Sene? Looks lively. I don't actually know. Who was he from? I haven't seen Kali Sene. That's a new name on me, I've got to say. I am Crute. How well do you think Xavi Simons will do at Spurs? And what do you think this will mean for Maddison? Maddison, I feel really sorry for. Wonderful player, but I think he probably doesn't play again until maybe February, March, maybe even later. So he'll struggle to make the World Cup squad. He'll struggle to make any serious impression on this Premier League season, but he's a wonderful player and hopefully he gets back sooner rather than later. As far as Xavi Simons, yeah, wonderful player. I think he does really well, but I don't think he necessarily plays where Maddison does. Simons can play a bit deeper. Yeah, he can influence play. I just feel like if you've got Bergvall, Xavi Simons and Palhinha in that midfield, and then obviously you've got Sarr, you've got Bentancur, you've got Kudus, you've got Kulusevski. Oh my God, Spurs could do so much this season. Like really challenge the top six. I am so close to putting Spurs as outsiders for the top four. The way they played last week against City was absolutely fantastic, and they really could hurt the top four this season. They could get ahead of Arsenal, ahead of Chelsea. Maybe not Arsenal. but yeah, I think Arsenal, City, Liverpool finished top three, but Chelsea I'm still not quite sure on. Ollie, Marley, where do you think both teams end this season? Leicester, I think the playoffs is a reasonable expectation for this Leicester side. They haven't started the season incredibly well. They've also not been terrible. At least in terms of the performances. Results mixed bag, but they've not been the worst. I still feel like they've got enough quality in there that they can maybe make a play for the top six. And Birmingham too. That's why I put the poll tonight as where do we think Birmingham can finish, because I'm a little bit unsure on them. The first game against Ipswich, they were terrific, weren't they? Really unlucky to come away from that with a point when they probably were the better side. First game of the Championship season, we watched it here. Birmingham were 1-0, up all the way through to the end, and then Lyndon Dykes gives away a penalty. So, I just feel like Birmingham is a mixed bag. We don't really know what to expect from Birmingham. They've come up into the Championship. Huge performance in League One. Record-breaking performance in League One. No one knows what to expect. Could be that they waltz it and really challenge for the title and they go up again. Could be that they're just mid-table. Which would still be a bloody good season, wouldn't it? Let's be honest. It'd be an amazing season if they just got solid, steady mid-table position and then something to build on for next year. What am I missing? Sorry, Reese's Footy Feed. Damning stats. Voltemade did look excellent when I saw him in the under-21 Euros for Germany and played with severe fire in his belly. He's a scary-looking individual. He is. He looks like Anthony Gordon with a moustache, doesn't he? A tall Anthony Gordon with a moustache. But he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. I've never, ever tried to say otherwise. He is a really, really good player, Voltemada. I just wanted to try and add a little bit of context to the excitement that seemed to be flying all over Twitter. I just thought I'd put a few little bits of stats out there that made sense. Ollie Marley, is it just me, or did the draws this morning feel lacklustre? Oh, I didn't think so. No, I thought the draws were wicked. Ostermorg missed the draw earlier. What are the best fixtures? Villa have got Maccabi Tel Aviv at Villa Park. Forest have to go away to Betis. Palace go away to Shelbourne. They've got RZ Alkmaar at home. Celtic have got a tough draw. Yeah, Celtic got a tough one. Rangers should be okay, depending on what happens with Russell Martin. MT, thoughts on KVK being up 1-0 against the Royal Franks Borines? Not even sin. Not even sin, mate. Razine, how you doing, mate? Curious on the Firmin situation. Do you think he goes to Chelsea? I don't think he does. Alex Macklin, Joe, do you think we get Isak? Yes, Isak is coming for sure. That's done. That guy Miles, I do like Strand Larsen from Wolves, good player. Joe, the number 9 has been left, so we're definitely getting someone else. And Fratesi, personal terms, agreed. Yeah, the fact that Voltemada's got number 27 just suggests that Strand Larsen's going Newcastle. The fact that Strand Larsen's been left out of the Wolves squad for tomorrow, by the way. He's not playing for Wolves against Everton. So that's a really, really big indicator, I would say, that he's going to be going before the end of the window. Wolves have also bid for Aroko Dari from, is it Ghent or Genk? I always get the two confused, but they've bid for Aroko Dari, who was the top scorer in the Jupiler League last year. That guy Miles, Spurs fan saying Xavi is better than Eze, it's copium. He certainly could be, but they're two different positions. Two different positions. I think there is a world where Xavi Simons is a better signing than Eze. Yeah. Don't know about, you can't really compare the two though, because they play completely different roles. You're not really going to put Xavi Simons out wide. Adam461 addressed the defence instead of signing Isak. Why? The defence isn't really a problem for Liverpool, mate. We had a fantastic defence last year. Genk, that's all. I thought it was Genk. Ryan Key, can you please help me understand why Henderson keeps getting picked for England? Because he's a steady Eddie. He is a steady Eddie. He gives you exactly what you're looking for in a captain. He leads the midfield. He's disciplined strategically. He's very, very smart. And there's not really any other player in that England squad that sets standards like Jordan Henderson. Every squad needs a Jordan Henderson and a James Milner and, Liverpool, Andy Robertson. Like, I honestly think that's the reason why Liverpool won titles. You need Virgil van Dijks, you need Mo Salahs, you need Alisson Beckers, you need, wonderful world-class elite players. Of course you do. You also need standard setters. And it feels like England have an awful lot of players who, they're on Instagram more than they're, focusing on raising the bar, raising the level. Lecce 0, AC Milan 1. That's an early goal in Serie A. But yeah, Jordan Henderson's still a very talented midfielder, mate. He's not a Declan Rice. He isn't a Declan Rice, but he's still a player, I think. There's not... Let's be honest. There isn't a huge amount of talent in that English sort of deep-lying midfield area. There's a lot of good forward players. Eze, Gibbs-White. Elliot Anderson's probably the natural successor to Jordan Henderson, I think. He's the next one in line, I would say. But there's not an awful lot of others coming through. Maybe Tyler Morton out in Lyon could be. Certainly Adam Wharton should be in there. I am Crute. Is Wissa to Newcastle dead now? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, no, I don't think Wissa goes there now. Brentford... Hang on a minute. Joe, you're saying Wissa is going to Newcastle. So do you not think Jorgen Strand Larsen is? Because there's no world where you sign Jorgen Strand Larsen, Wissa and Fratesi. No way. Absolutely no way. John Steve, Wrexham are tricky to work out as well. They've been unlucky so far. Again, very true. Yeah, we don't know what happens with Wrexham. Feels like they're a team that could do an awful lot this season, but feels like they're missing a couple of big players. Empty says Wharton, Mainu, Elliot Anderson there is enough. Mainu isn't getting in that team unless he starts playing football. And I think that's the problem. Kobbie Mainu just wants to play football. And he's not going to get it at United, is he? Liam Manning. Evening, Liam. How's it going? Joe, I thought Arokadari is the Cunha replacement. Well, according to our mate Luke Edwards at The Telegraph, the Voltemada signing is a Callum Wilson replacement. He is absolutely clutching him, isn't he? Taylor, have you ever watched a game with foreign commentary? And if so, what did you think? Yeah, I've watched a game. I've watched games with foreign commentary before. Yeah, but I mean, when you're in like, so when I was in Turkey on holiday a couple of years ago, there was Turkish footy on the telly, and it was in Turkish commentary. So yeah, listen to that. That was all right. Lecce and Milan, that's been ruled out, so it's still 0-0. Milan's goal was ruled out, so it's gone back to 0-0. Liam Manning, Buonanotte going to Chelsea. Why? I think Buonanotte is going to Strasbourg. Chelsea will sign him and probably farm him out on loan. Ostermorg, Luke Edwards is the one who keeps saying Isak isn't coming to Liverpool, isn't it? Yeah, he's the one that has also been saying, not only is Isak not coming, he's also been saying, Liverpool fans, I have kept record of your accounts and I will be there on the 2nd of September. Like, he's been dead arrogant. He's been saying, I'm going to be there. I've got a list of accounts that I'm going to be chasing down, and I'm going to remember your name and all this stuff. Oh my God, honestly, if Isak signs for Liverpool, he is going to deactivate that fella. He is going to absolutely deactivate. That guy Miles, you indeed had the second best defence last season, but I've conceded 4 already. We've conceded 4 already because we've not had our 2 best midfielders. And we've also changed 2 of our defence. So that's a big old thing that Liverpool have done, and I think maybe in hindsight, Slot has taken too many risks. We were 2-0 up and cruising against Bournemouth. 2-0 up and cruising. That wasn't anything to do with the defence. That was, if you remember, the first goal against Bournemouth, we were 2-0 up and we had 9 players. Or was it 8? Sorry, 8 outfield players basically in or on the edge of the Bournemouth box at 2-0 up. It was madness, absolute mayhem. There's no reason for it. We just had Van Dijk and Konate back. Bournemouth broke on us, crossed it in the box, 2-1, and all of a sudden the game's back on again. So the problem for Liverpool is not the defence. It really isn't the defence. Everyone's pointing at the defence and saying, Konate is terrible, he's awful, he's dreadful. No, he's not. Konate is the second best defender in the world. It's nothing to do with the defence. The midfield is pushing far too high. We're leaving the defence totally exposed. And that is as much on Arne Slot as it is on anyone else. Konate is not perfect, by the way. He's had some issues, but he's not been anywhere near the biggest problem for Liverpool. Finners Matty, Man United accept a bid from Real Betis for Anthony. And Ostermorg, our attack is convincing, at least 7 goals in 2 games. Well, 9 goals in 3 competitive games if you include the Community Shield. And of those 9 goals, we've got 7 different scorers. That's really impressive. That's very impressive. Taylor, oh, we've done that one, sorry. Claydon, how's it going, mate? Good to see you. Joe, why would Larson and Voltemada both be signed? They're similar attributes. I agree. No, I understand, but I feel like Larson can do things that Voltemada can do. So they would be... They could play together if he was to do that 4-4-2 that we talked about. But I just feel like Wissa... I don't know. Strong last. You're only going to get one of them, aren't you? There's no way you get both. Claydon, Callum Wilson replacement. That's hilarious. Taylor, I'm so nervous for tomorrow against Fulham since it's the early kickoff. Never back the early kickoff. If you're a betting person, never back the early kickoff. Ever, ever, ever. There's always a slight cock up in that early kickoff. Marty Cifuentes, the manager of Leicester, has made quite a few changes. Fars on the bench, Winks on the bench, Daka on the bench, as well as Munger. Ricardo, Thomas, Aluko, and Nelson. Begovic as well on the bench. Fatawu being linked with Liverpool last week as well. Interesting move. Ostermorg, Voltemada can also play on the left wing as well. He can, but you don't really, in an ideal world, you don't want a 6'6" attacker on the left wing. It's a bit of an odd one, that, innit? I think even Eddie Howe would confuse that one a little bit. Nick A, I forgot to bet the matches. I fell asleep on the couch. Pure Vert, are you confident for Sunday? Listen, I'm always confident. When Liverpool play at Anfield, I am always confident. We don't tend to lose. And Arsenal haven't got a great record. They haven't got a great record against Liverpool. So I'm gonna have to change the scoreboard. I thought Birmingham would be in their red kit, but they are not. They are in the blue kit, the blue number. Right, there you go. We've changed it. Evening Key, how's it going, Tone? Liam Vernon, Anthony Tabetis confirmed. MT, Newcastle does not really have a backup striker. Well, I don't think Asula would thank you for that comment. Asula scoring the equaliser against Liverpool last week. Be a shame if you let Asula go. I think he done really well the other day. Liam Manning, Fellows, signed for Saints. Has he really? Tom Fellows. That's a good signing. Good replacement for Diblin. I'll be honest, I actually think Fellows might be a better player than Diblin. Everton were linked with Fellows, weren't they? William Key, Xavi Simons to Tottenham. What am I seeing? How do you think he'll do at Spurs? Wonderful player. AFC Harv, what game are you watching? I am watching Leicester City against Birmingham. 10 mil, Liam. That's incredible from Southampton. That you've sold Tyler Diblin for 42 million quid. Who got like 2 assists in the Premier League last year. Don't get me wrong, Tyler Diblin, very, very talented player. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that he's a wonderful player, but for them to sell him for 42 million and somehow go out there and get Fellows from West Brom, who played really, really well, looked a really top player, played 40-odd games in the Championship last year for Birmingham. And he's only 22. So, good signing. Right. We're very, very nearly off and underway here at the King Power. Leicester against Birmingham. Championship, Friday night football. Give us a like, give us a follow if you're new around here. Subscribe if you're new. It's all good, it's all helpful. Fellows very underrated, says Liam Manning. Right, we're off and underway. Hopefully we get a high scoring one in this one. I've got a cheeky feeling about Leicester tonight. FM No Casuals, worry about Borough losing a few key players. Yeah, apparently Hayden Hackney to Wolves seems to be doing the rounds, today. MT, Asula is a backup, but they need someone of proven quality as a backup. As Champions League needs 3 strikers. No. Champions League doesn't need 3. A Champions League team doesn't need 3 centre forwards. Not really. Not if you're playing a 4-3-3. You need 6 across the front line. And they've pretty much got that. Asula, Murphy, Barnes, Gordon, Ilanga, Voltemada. That's 6. So unless Asula's going out on loan, or Murphy or Barnes are getting legged, then I can't really see him signing another one, but maybe they do. I don't know. Ostermorg, Southampton have sold well, haven't they? Dibbling 42, and didn't they get a big fee for the midfielder to West Ham? Yeah, Matthias Fernandes as well. MT says Southampton, they are just scamming people. They were asking crazy money for a Dozy. They got it though, didn't they? Yeah. They paid decent money for a Dozy from City. Joe, by the way, Bayer Leverkusen away got picked. My dad's been to Leverkusen away. He said it was a really good game. Well, really good ground. Yeah. Oh, you'll enjoy that, man. Swifty, I don't usually watch the Championship, but having a go this year. Good to have you on. Good to have you on, Swifty. Liam Manning, promotion 6-pointer already. That's probably fair to say. Keeper, there you go. Will we see Jeremy Monger at some point today as well? That's the other thing to think about. 16-year-old Jeremy Monger scored already this season for Leicester. MT, I do think you need 3 people. One young lad that can be the backup if there is an injury. Asula is perfect as third option, but think they need a second option. The thing is, mate, you can't really have Asula as third choice centre forward when you've got one opening available. He's never going to get any games. And that's just the recipe for disaster, isn't it? You always want a squad where everyone gets used. Asula's done well enough in the few games that I've seen him that he could be a backup. Maybe not play every game, but a backup. Not third choice for one position. That's harsh. He'll never get a kick of the football. And I just think that creates unnecessary tension in the dressing room, because all he'll do then is he wants to leave. He'll want to leave. So if they go out and sign Strand Larsen or Wisser, then I'm sure it probably does result in Asula going out on loan. Joe says, I'll be more than happy with Larsen and Fratesi. Do you think that means Miley goes out on loan as well? Williamson's just clattered the young 16-year-old Lewis Page. John, when is Leicester's points deduction? Is that still a thing? We were just talking about that, John, and I think even Leicester don't really know. There was a report at the start of this month, a couple of weeks ago, that was saying that Leicester aren't aware. They don't have a clue really when it's coming. They've not really had any clear communication from the authorities as to exactly when they can expect to hear or what the next step in the process is. They're just behaving themselves, I guess. And that might explain why they've only signed Asmir Begovic this summer. They've not made any signings at all. One signing, Asmir Begovic, and he was on a free. So that might just explain why Leicester City are treading carefully when it comes to incomings and transfers and, money spent. They're probably just thinking to themselves, well, at least if we try and make it look like we're really making an effort to rein in the spending, then maybe they'll be a little bit more lenient with us when the punishment swings around. Liam Manning, Max Beer bid rejected from Brentford. If they get Max Beer, I'd love that. There's some unbelievable talent coming into the Prem. Yeremy Pino to Palace. If Max Beer goes to Brentford, obviously Voltamar are going to Newcastle. It's great to see. It's going to be a brilliant Premier League season, this. Reece, Gyökeres hat-trick on Sunday. Get out of town, mate. Get out of town. Free kick to Leicester here. Lewis Koumas, Liverpool's on-loan winger's just gone through for Tawu on this right-hand side. Yeah, definitely a foul. Torn says it's mental how ex-Celtic players are doing well at Birmingham while Rangers Championship buys aren't cutting it in the SPL. Ostermorg, Max Bayer, the Dortmund one, isn't he? Remember, he's rapid. Oh, yeah, he's a good player. Lots of really good, talented players in that Bundesliga. I mean, look at Brighton. Did you watch Brighton in the Cup? I know they were only playing Oxford, right? But Brighton scored 6 past Oxford in the Cup. And Simas, a young centre-forward who Liverpool were linked with, he's coming from Nuremberg. Simas is a real talent there. He scores twice for Brighton on his debut in the Cup in midweek. Looked a really, really talented young player. But again, that's, par for the course for Brighton's recruitment, isn't it? Brighton always find good players. Empty, what about Gassama? Oh, hey, yeah, listen, Gassama's a wonderful player. He's a Sheffield Wednesday Championship player, isn't he? You can't really say all Rangers Championship signings have been poor. Oh, Birmingham on the counter here. Damari Gray Big old chance here if they get this right. Here's Williamson. Yeah, he's ran it straight out of play. Good play by Leicester on the retreat. Be yourself, Dylan. Celtic and Rangers are doing bad. Could someone else win the Premiership? The Scottish... No, I don't think so. I don't think... Sadly, no. I think Hibs, Aberdeen, Hearts will always flatter to deceive, but it'd be amazing if they did. Hibs were really close last night to going through. Very, very close to going through against Legia Warsaw. They took it right to the death, took it to extra time. But yeah, they just missed out. Taunter's empty. What has he done the last 4 games? 0. Gassama. Mate, oh, what a goal! Fatawu! What a strike that is out of nowhere. Leicester City 1, Birmingham City 0. What a goal that is. And again, this lad was being linked with Liverpool last week. There was rumours. He scored an absolute worldie for Leicester. Was it away at Charlton? Unbelievable goal. Curled in on his left foot and stuck it in the far corner. And this time, it's not all that dissimilar. Just from the edge of the box, right in the top corner. Fabulous goal. 8 minutes in, Leicester City 1, Birmingham 0. Oh, great start for Leicester. Cifuentes will be made up with him. Let's just watch this one back. It's a long throw up the touchline. Oh, do you know what? It's a miscommunication from Birmingham. It's poor. But Fatawu just cuts in on his left foot. Oh, it is. It's a huge, huge error, that, from Birmingham. Oh, they're screaming at each other at the back. Do you know what? It actually reminds me an awful lot of when Rangers conceded the first goal against Bruges the other week. They were all kind of looking at each other. It was it Iwata? I think it was Iwata and Laird, the fullback, the right back Laird was just looking at Iwata, and they were both expecting each other to go for it. Neither went for it. And who was it who picked the ball up for Leicester? Was it Skip or Samare? I don't know who it was who actually picks it up. It was Page. It was the young lad, Lewis Page, a 16-year-old who gets the assist. But it was Page who picks the ball up, drives at the heart of the Birmingham defence, lays it off for Fatawu, and it's 1-0. Birmingham straight in on the other end. Could be a penalty. Goal kick. Claims for the penalty, but it's just half-hearted. It's definitely half-hearted. Let's watch it back. You're not getting a pen for that. That's a dive. That's a dive all day, every day. Yeah, no, you're not getting no chance you get pens for that. But there you go. 16-year-old Lewis Page getting an assist tonight. And we've already seen 16-year-old Jeremy Monga getting a goal this season for Leicester. Kids are all right at Leicester City this season. M15, are you good, pal? I am, mate. I'm really good tonight. How are you? Good to see you, as always. MR27, Fatawu is a quality player. Hamburg losing 1-0 against St. Pauli, is it? Nice. Swifty, another great goal from him. Teach them a lesson. Oh, Birmingham haven't given this up. They've started... Oh, now that one was a little cheeky one. That could have been a penalty. Oh, no, this one's going to be a... I think this might be a bad injury. They're calling the medics over straight away. Looks like a nasty one. Who is it who's gone down here for Birmingham? Is it Damari Gray? There's a claim for a penalty. Honestly, they're lucky they haven't got VAR in the Championship, but they're really having... He's having a go at the fourth official there, the Birmingham gaffer. Oh, he's having a real old go at him, because I did think that was a penalty, you know. At first glance, that really looked a penalty. Let's just watch this one back. Clara, the captain, having a word with his manager because it was obviously a clear miscommunication from Iwata and Laird that led to that Leicester City opening goal. They are showing only the managers talking to the players here. They've taken the focus entirely off the player who's down injured, which, I mean, it's fine, but it's usually an indicator that it's not a great injury. It's looking like a bad one, maybe. Hopefully he's okay. But yeah, just watch this one back. Iwata and Ler just completely and utterly giving the ball away. Swifty, was it in the box? I think it was just on the corner. It looked to me like it was in the corner. It wasn't Iwata, by the way. Sorry, it was Pike. It was the South Korean Pike who miscommunication with Lerd, the fullback, and just young lad picks it up. Page picks it up, drives at the defence, lays it off for Fatawu, and he cuts in on his left and smacks it in the top corner. It's Demarai Gray. He's up and he's holding his chest, his shoulder, but he's walking off the pitch. That's a good sign, if nothing else. Demarai Gray, ex-Leicester, of course. So, hopefully he's all right. It might just maybe his shoulders popped out, maybe. Is it that? Let's just watch this back. He cuts inside. I thought this was maybe a penalty. Oh, I think that's a nailed-on penalty. That's a nailed-on penalty. Oh, he gets absolutely none of the ball there, I don't think. It's on the... Hey, listen, that's as close to on the line, you know. Be yourself, Dylan. High-scoring game. It could be, yeah. They're coming forward all right, Birmingham. They've responded very well to the early goal, let's say that. Leicester 1, Birmingham 0. Bins boy, what game are you watching? Leicester 1, Birmingham 0. That's what we're on. 14 minutes gone. Leicester ahead through a Birmingham error, but a really good finish from Fatawu. And it's going to be a good game, this one, I think. We shall see. Oh, that's great play down the right-hand side for Birmingham. Great chance. Oh, great defending as well by Leicester. It's wonderful play. Reece, that's not a pen key. So biased you, aren't you? So biased. D28, Kostas Tsimikas to AS Roma on loan is a here we go. The Greek Scouser going to Rome. Good luck to him. Good player. Shame to see him go, but he is. It's the right thing to do. We've got Kirkes and Robertson there. He's never going to get a kick. And I think we just wanted someone to cover his wages because he was on, believe it or not, Kostas Tsimikas was on quite a bit more than even Luis Diaz. That was why Luis Diaz wanted to leave, because he was on like 60k a week, and Tsimikas, our backup left back, was on like 80k a week. Lewis Page has had a great start to this game. He's just put it behind for the corner though. He's already got an assist, but he's defending very, very well. Ben can't believe Gray has recovered from that. Yeah, it certainly looked a nasty one, didn't it? Reece, it's all right for you. Saka's out for a couple of weeks with a hammy injury. Well, hey, that's what he's saying. It wouldn't surprise me if he's all of a sudden just recovering miraculously. We know them mind games from Mikel Arteta. Birmingham long ball in, cleared away by Leicester. Again, that's never a foul. Who's that? Oh, there he is, Bilal El Kanous. Sat in the stands watching Leicester tonight. Why is he at the game? Is he fit? If he's fit, you would have at least assumed he's either... Because if he's going, you wouldn't have expected him at the game, would you? Reece, he's injured and then comes on and scores a 45-yard screamer. Swifty, Arsenal have got decent options now, even with Saka out. But they've got better options. You know, Madueke can play wide right now, can't he? I imagine that's what we see from Arsenal tomorrow. I imagine it's Madueke, Odegaard, Eze. Yeah. So it'll be Madueke, Odegaard, Eze, Gyökeres on Sunday. Sorry, with Rice and Zubimendi in the 2. And I still think that's a midfield that if you put McAllister, Gravenberch, Wirtz, or McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai in the, or even McAllister, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, it might well be that we go with a 4 and maybe put 2 up front and we have Salah and Ekitike. Maybe we drop Gakpo for Wirtz and ask him to play a slightly different role. It wouldn't be surprising that. And then we maybe overwhelm Arsenal in midfield because we've got the extra body. Leicester are in. Chance here. Oh, just about away from Birmingham. Shelley says Hamburg 0, St. Pauli 1. Yeah, St. Pauli 1-0 up half time. Hamburg not having the best start. Swifty, I'm a big fan of Eze. I'm a big fan of Eze. I just don't think he made the right choice going back to Arsenal. I think he would have been better within Spurs' system. I think he really needs... He's got to have a full-back, I think, over his shoulder. You know, he's so used to having Tyrick Mitchell bombing on past him so that he can cut inside. And he's not really going to have that at Arsenal. Calafiori doesn't do that. Lewis Skelly doesn't do that enough. So... it's not really a feature of Arsenal's play. And if they do try to play that way, then you would imagine they'll lose a little bit defensively. Maybe we see Arsenal become slightly less solid. Damari Gray is carrying himself differently there, isn't he? He's not happy at all. Has he popped his shoulder out? Is that what it is? He's not looking comfortable, is he? Damari Gray is definitely going off here. But yeah, great signing, isn't it? User not found, Javi Simons, fabulous signing for Spurs. Again, another player that I would have loved at Liverpool. I think he does very well in the Premier League. Good defending that by Hamza Chowdhury. Again, do you know what? There was talk the other day about Everton's business in the chat. We was having a chat about how good Everton have done and how good the Toffees have done in the transfer market. Well, I was a little bit, not disappointed, but kind of just a bit flat by the announcement that Everton are close to signing Thomas Souček from West Ham. He's 31 this season. West Ham want close to 20 million quid for him. I mean, that's a very David Moyes signing, isn't it? Putting Thomas Souček in for Everton. To me, that doesn't look like a great, or it doesn't seem to be the signing. Put it this way, doesn't appear to be the signing of a team that's going places. So yeah, Souček to Everton is not one that stands out to me as a really top signing. Same as I don't think Grealish is or Dewsbury Hall. They are signings of... yeah, I think Everton should be signing more Tyler Diblins and less Dewsbury Halls, less Thomas Součeks. If you spend 50 million quid on Dewsbury Hall and Souček, and you spend 40 million on Diblin, you'd be better off going and getting another one of that ilk than spending the 70. Because Dewsbury Hall's 27. He's not, he's never played for England. He's never going to play for England. He's just an okay player. But he's 27. And Everton desperately need pace as well. They could have gone and got Tom Fellows. Tom Fellows at West Brom, 11 million quid to Southampton. Now, if they'd have gone and got Diblin and Fellows, that for me is 50 million quid spent. That's an infinitely better signing than the likes of Souček and what's his face? Dewsbury Hall. Ben Hughes, is Kumas still on loan? He is indeed, yeah, Kumas at Birmingham. Good young player. Did very well at Stoke last year. Really keen to see how he gets on this year in the Championship. Son of Jason Kumas, of course, who everyone might remember from his days at Tranmere, at Wigan. Good player, Jason Kumas. Could take a free kick. I think he came out the Everton Academy, didn't he? Swifty, the way Thomas Frank improves players is scary when you give him Spurs type money. Oh yeah, when you look at how, I think... look at Richarlison. Richarlison already looks a different player. Kudus, I think, could be the ceiling for Mohamed Kudus is so high. Kulusevski, I've always felt could be De Bruyne. He could be De Bruyne. He's that good. He just hasn't hit the heights under Ange. But he's a fabulous, fabulous player. Yeah, and in that Thomas Frank system, we're already seeing green shoots from a lot of players. Jed Spence looked great. Van der Ven and Romero were terrific last week against City. Damari Gray's gone down here again, so it's looking like Birmingham are going to have to make a change. Ben, good player. His dad at Wigan. Watch Wigan around then. Yeah, the old JJB kit. Jason Kumas. Good player. Reese, I have to give it to Spurs. I thought their press against City was absolutely insane. It was good, wasn't it? Shelley says Moyes favouring it. I don't want him. Souček gets goals, apparently. That's why he wants him. He wants him because it allows him to play a bit like he did with Fellaini, if you remember. Like, he could put Souček up front. Basically, what he wants from Beto and what he wanted from Dominic Calvert-Lewin, what he wants from Beto, what he wants from Tierno Barry, he can get from Souček. Thomas Souček you could put as a centre-forward in a Moyes system and he would be fine. You can put him in midfield and he'll still do all right. He's well liked at West Ham. He's well respected. He knows the Premier League. He's a solid player. I just feel like 20 million is a lot for a 31-year-old. So if they end up paying that, I'm not sure that's a great signing. Swifty, Bergval, and the other... Bergval's absolutely a brilliant player. I love him. Love him. Might be my favourite non-Liverpool player in the Premier League, Lucas Bergval. Okay, so Birmingham forced into an early change here. 24 minutes in. Who's it going to be? Reece says Moyes wants to go full Premier League 2006. Yeah. To be honest, he might be on the phone to Lukaku saying, Ron, I want to get the band back together. Not even Lukaku, Yakubu. Yakubu, go even earlier. Yakubu, I want to get the band back together. Let's get the boys back. I don't know who, based off Birmingham's bench, who they might look to bring on in this position. Maybe... Maybe you push... It's not really an obvious choice, is there, to be honest? You've got Leonard, who's a centre mid. You've got Dykes, who's a centre forward. Dux, who's a centre forward. Maybe Tommy Doyle, again, centre mid. Cochrane's a defender, and you got Anderson as well. You could maybe put Keshi Anderson wide. It's not ideal. I don't know why they're not starting Beadle as well. They've brought Beadle in from Brighton, and they've put Allsop in goal. Does that make sense to anyone? Leicester looking really, really dangerous coming forward every time Fatawu or what's his name, Page in the 10 gets on the ball. They're really driving forward at that Birmingham back line. It feels like Pike and Iwata have not had great starts in this game. They're looking very, very vulnerable in the middle, Birmingham, already. Henry Monk, can Javi Simons play against Bournemouth tomorrow? No, I don't think so. He's not been registered in time. There's usually like a 24 to 48 hours to get international clearance. So players like Jeremy Pino, maybe, who've signed for Palace, could maybe be included in the squad for Sunday's game against Villa. Leicester, again, Clara at the back for Birmingham, really struggling on the ball, and Jordan Ayew pressing him. They're looking vulnerable here, Birmingham. They really are. Susan Mir, Hamza Chowdhury. Allsop's gone down here, injured for Birmingham. I think he might have just been caught after the ball went there. Who was it who caught him? I think it was Page. It's the young lad. Lewis Page, a 16-year-old, has just left one on the goalkeeper. Hey, let him know you're there, lad. But he's gone down, holding his right ankle. Might have rolled his ankle there. Ben Hughes, here we go. Mourinho back at United in a couple of weeks. Mourinho and Solskjaer both sacked on the same day. Get them both back in. Henry Monk, what are your thoughts on Simons to Spurs? Like him a lot. Really good player. I think he'll add a lot of value to that Spurs side. Swifty, the Independent, saying Isak to Liverpool is close. Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's a breakthrough any moment, basically. As soon as Liverpool get the nod from Newcastle that they're ready, Liverpool will just be like, yeah, right, let's announce it, because I am 99.999% certain that Liverpool have already agreed a deal with Newcastle. It's already been done. It's long since been agreed between Liverpool and Isak and Liverpool and Newcastle. The deal, everyone knows what the number is. I say not everyone, we don't know, but I think that the important people at Newcastle and Liverpool and Isak, they all know the numbers. That's all long since been agreed. It's now just a case of Newcastle getting their business done and then they'll announce it. And Nkunku to Milan, done deal, says Liam. It's a shame it never quite worked out for Nkunku, because I always thought, same with Timo Werner really, Werner and Nkunku, on the face of it, based on how they played at Leipzig, they were like ideal Premier League players almost, weren't they? So quick, so strong, good runners, good sort of physical attributes in terms of, could bounce off players, good finishers, lots of goals, lots of assists, that creative spark. Just never quite worked out for either of them. It's a shame. Good players. Reese, I think it's bad from City if they sign Donnarumma after they've signed Trafford. There was rumours that Trafford would end up going out on loan to Galatasaray. Not even joking. Apparently Trafford, there was talks he was going to go out on loan. If Galatasaray couldn't get Ederson over the line, then City were going to send Trafford on loan to him. So at least he would be playing in a World Cup year. Swifty, Chelsea got very good fees for their bomb squad. John Steve, John Arisa or Andy Robertson. That's not even close. I honestly, and I love John Arisa, but he's nowhere near Andy Robertson. In fact, I would go as far as saying I don't think John Arisa is our second best left back. I think Fabio Aurelio was better than John Arisa. Fabio Aurelio at his peak was better than John Arisa was for Liverpool. Especially in that title challenge in 2008 when we went to Old Trafford and won 4-1. Aurelio free kick, he was just unbelievable then. Such a good fullback. Defensively sound, created, just a great player. So yeah, I would have Robertson like up here, and then it would be Aurelio, Risa. And then after that, there's not really a lot of quality maybe. Jose Enrique. Ziga. No, didn't have an awful lot of top left backs at Liverpool before that. Ostermorg, how many signings do you reckon we'll see before the window ends for us? I think we'll get another 2. There's rumours that we're going for Morgan Rogers. If we sell Harvey Elliott, apparently we're going in for Morgan Rogers. I can't see that. But that would be like chef kiss. That would be unbelievable. If we somehow managed to get Morgan Rogers, Isak and Gay, I think, again, I just feel like there's not really an awful lot of work to be done on those deals. Like, Gay and Isak has been done pretty much for weeks. I think it's just about Palace and Newcastle getting their deals done. So I think Liverpool and Newcastle, most of the deals are done. It's just like ticking the boxes to get it done and presenting them to the media and all that stuff. As far as actually negotiating goes, I think the only bit that would need to happen is Liverpool negotiating with Morgan Rogers to try and get... with Villa to try and get Morgan Rogers, but is there a world where Villa sell Morgan Rogers for anything less than 100 million quid? Absolutely not. So for that reason, he ain't going anywhere. We're not paying 100 million for Isak and then 100 million for Morgan Rogers. Reese, I think Nacho Monreal was better than John Arisa. Behave yourself. Ryan, how much would Rodgers be? Over 70. Oh no, yeah, you're looking at... Mate, he got young player. He got Premier League Young Player of the Year last year. There's no world where Morgan Rogers leaves Villa, I would argue, for less than maybe 100 million's excessive. It's probably excessive. Although we would end up paying a tax because he's English and it's so late in the window. So there's no, unless Villa have come to us and presented a deal, which I can't see happening. It's just mad that I saw that rumour today. I don't think it happens, but the fact that it was there kind of made me think, I wonder if maybe Liverpool would go in for him after we've sold Elliott. But unlikely. Papa John's, right guys, would you agree with me that Kee would be a great manager? No, I wouldn't be a great manager. But yeah, probably can't be worse than Potter. That's probably fair, Ryan. I don't think any of us would be worse than Potter. We'd all have a decent go. Alberto Moreno. Hey, soft lad, what's your name? My name is Albert Moreno. I come from the Spain. Oh, I play at the back for the Reds. The Reds. When I walk down the street, everyone that I meet says, hey, soft lad, what's your name? Oh, that was a great trip, that. Liverpool away at Sevilla. We sang that. Pretty much everyone in the away end sang that for about 70 minutes. And then he had the worst mistake ever, Alberto Moreno, and gave it up for... We ended up drawing 3-3. 3-0 up, drew 3-3. Swifty, decent scout, perhaps. Yeah, I watch enough footy. Might be alright at scouting. Ryan, would you ever actually do anything in football? No, I don't think so. No. Maybe like data analysis and stuff like that. Maybe I could be like a scout. The problem is I wouldn't want to be a scout. One of them scouts where you have to like travel here, there and everywhere and go and physically watch games. For the reasons that I've given before, I can't go and watch games anymore. So I wouldn't want to do that. I don't think that's ever something I would do. But I'd like to... Oh, that's a naughty one. That's a yellow card, surely. A Coley has just been caught very, very high there by Lewis Kumas. It's certainly a yellow card. Oh, that was naughty. It was naughty. He's definitely left one on him. Let's just watch this back. This could be a red, maybe. Nah, there's nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with that. John Steve, Dudek or Rayner? Well, do you know what? Dudek does get an awfully bad reputation because everyone remembers him like throwing balls in his net against Man United, and he had a couple of errors that weren't great, but he was a Premier League Golden Glove winner. He had a couple of good seasons for us, and he was the hero in Istanbul. So for that, I can't really hate Jersey Dudek. He was a very decent keeper at a time when Liverpool didn't really have reliable keepers. He was better than the player that we had before. We had Sander Westerveld before, and he wasn't brilliant. But Dudek was better. Dudek was an improvement on Sander Westerveld, but he still wasn't quite good enough. And then Pepe Reina came in, and he was night and day. Reina was sensational. Loved him. And again, he won 3 Premier League Golden Gloves, I think. There was only Joe Hart who ended up taking over him at one point, but he won 3 back-to-back. I'm sure he did, Reina. Suzan Mia Hamza Chaudhry, our pride in Bangladesh. Unknown, what game are you watching? I'm watching Leicester City against Birmingham. And it's Leicester 1, Birmingham 0. And they're playing quite well, it's got to be said. Leicester, they've done all right. These opening 37 minutes, first half, it's been all right. Good goal. Deserved to be ahead, I would say. Is that fair to say? Unknown FX excited for Sunday. Are you really? Are you a Liverpool fan or an Arsenal fan? Oh, you're a Liverpool fan like me. Good. Yeah, no, I am excited for Sunday. A little bit nervous because it's Arsenal. You're always a little bit nervous, aren't you? Big games, good team. It's going to be a tough all game, but yeah, I'm not overly concerned about it. I think Arsenal haven't got the best record at Anfield, so yeah, not too bothered by it. Rocks, I'm going to a World Cup game if Italy get in next year. I think Italy will be fine. Asifa Mahi, Hamza Chowdhury. We've got lots of Bangladeshi fans in. Ostermorg, I'm going the game Sunday. Hope it's a good one. Where do you sit, out of interest? Which stand? Just pure curiosity, by the way. Not like... Nothing particularly like insidious. Just friendly. But yeah, I am nervous as well. I know what you're saying. It's going to be one of them games where if we were to win, it's a real blow to Arsenal. If we were to lose, it's a huge blow to us. But a draw doesn't really do an awful lot either way for either team. So City are probably the biggest benefactors of a draw, aren't they? Five minutes to go to half time here. Think we can get another one. Ostermorg in the cop behind the goal on the left. I've not sat in the cop all that much. Considering I've been to Anfield hundreds and hundreds of times, I have nearly always been in the Annie Road or the Centenary most of the time. My first ever game was Annie Road Upper. Been in the Centenary quite a bit. I've had a few games in the cop, but probably, I would say, less than 10% of the Liverpool games have been in the cop. Majority's always been in the Annie Road or the Centenary. And the main stand, I don't like it as much. It's not fantastic, is it? Now it's been all done up. It's lovely. It's better in that sense. It looks a lot more like a newer stadium, but I kind of preferred the old main stand, even with the the obstructions where you're always like that all game if you were sat behind them. I remember going to Bordeaux. We were sat in the main stand against Bordeaux, and Benteke scored, and me and my dad was like that watching him score. Reese's Footy Feed says Birmingham don't look fluid to me. Playoff contenders maybe, but very overhyped by the media, I'd suggest. It's a fair point, I think, that, Reese. They've been second best here in the opening, certainly in the opening half. Birmingham haven't laid a glove on Leicester. But it's also, do you know what, I would have to say, Leicester haven't really done an awful lot to hurt Birmingham either. The goal has come from a Birmingham mistake. It's come from a miscommunication between Pike and Laird, the fullback. Leicester seized on it, and it was a great finish from Fatowi, but that was about it. Got a mate who sits in the Kenny Dalglish stand. Well, yeah, sorry. The Sir King Kenny stand now, as it should be. But it's always the Centenary in it, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, the King Kenny stand. John Steve, do you think Michael Owen is overlooked when discussing the greatest Prem strikers? He is overlooked, but I think he's rightly overlooked. I don't think Michael Owen is in the top 20 Premier League strikers of all time, which is a bizarre thing to say given he's a Ballon d'Or winner, given that I'm a Liverpool fan. Michael Owen never hit 20 Premier League goals, which, when you look at the players who have, it's a damning indictment on the type of player that he was. And Liverpool weren't an awful team when Michael Owen was playing for them. We were still competing in FA Cup finals, League Cup finals. We was competing in the top 2, top 3. In the Champions League, we weren't the side that we are now. It was obviously competing with Man United and Arsenal's, but he was, and Chelsea's later on before he left, but he was always a player who should have got more, I feel like. He didn't... Again, it's odd to say, Owen was a wonderful player, but he totally and utterly didn't make the use of his talent. I don't think he made the right decisions in his career. And you could probably also say that Liverpool abused him a little bit in that they played him so much so young. He was probably Liverpool's best player at 18 years old. That's not even exaggerated. But I could name 20 better Premier League strikers than him without really even thinking. Ostermorg sat there for the Bilbao friendly, wasn't too keen on it. Birmingham far post chance cleared away by Leicester. Yeah, so here, just in terms of while Michael Owen was in the Premier League before he went to Real Madrid, the players who scored 20 league goals in a Premier League season. Listen to this list of strikers who scored 20 Premier League goals or more while Michael Owen was playing, right? Michael Owen never hit 20 Premier League goals. Les Ferdinand, Ian Wright, actually they were the year before, so we'll forget about them. Shearer, Dwight York, Kevin Phillips, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Thierry Henry, Ruud van Nistelrooy, James Beattie, Mark Viduka, and Louis Saha, right? Those are the sorts of strikers who outscored Michael Owen in a Premier League season during his time. Actually, that's not even just outscored. That's the number of... That's reaching the magic 20 number. If we're talking about just outscored Michael Owen, you also have to include players like Marcus Stewart. Marcus Stewart outscored Michael Owen. Remember Marcus Stewart at Ipswich Town? He outscored Owen. Michael Bridges, Andy Cole, they outscored Owen. Couple of seasons Owen was absolutely unplayable, but he still didn't score anywhere near enough. And that's always going to be held against him. Ben Twist, Buonanotte, most Chelsea signing ever. He's just going to go out on loan. I think they sign him and send him out on loan straight away to Strasbourg, I would imagine. Samir says, hi Key, absolutely love your lives and you're such a positive guy. Oh, thanks man. Appreciate that. That's very kind of you to say. Always good to have you in as well. John, that's good insight. I always wonder how highly some Liverpool fans rate him. To be fair, some Liverpool fans will rate him higher than I just did, but there's also some Liverpool fans who'll put him in the same boat I would, purely because nothing to do with the statistics, nothing to do with what I've just talked about, but just because of how he left Liverpool. There's a little bit of the Trent Alexander-Arnold, Steve McManaman residual rat behaviour with Michael Owen, because he ran down his contract, and Liverpool could have got a big fee for all three of them, but they decided to leave in a certain way, while always communicating. Steve McManaman wasn't. I have a little bit less of an issue with McManaman, because Liverpool, when McManaman left, were dreadful. They were absolutely awful, whereas when Owen left, we were in the Champions League. We had Gerrard. We had a new manager coming in who just won La Liga and had competed with Barcelona and Madrid, and everything was looking up. I was surprised that Owen left. But yeah, there's a little bit of disappointment and not hatred, but since the fact that he went to Man United as well. Hatred is probably a word used by Liverpool fans with Michael Owen. And it's a shame, because every time you watch Michael Owen talk about Liverpool, he talks with such passion, and he does talk in a way that it actually really upsets him that he's not considered an idol. He's not considered a hero at Liverpool. But it is true. Like I've just said, I could name 20 better Premier League strikers than Michael Owen without even really thinking about it. And I reckon I could name maybe 6 or 7 better Liverpool strikers than Michael Owen. And again, that's just in my lifetime. That's not even recent. Sorry, that's not even historically. That's just in my lifetime. Right, Leicester City 1, Birmingham 0, half time. Yeah, decent half of football. It kind of became a bit dour towards the end. We've not had too many shots on target. Actually, how many shots have we had on target in this one? Stats. 1. 1 on target, and it was the goal. We've actually only had 3 shots the entire game. 1 on target, and that was the goal. It's been a drab first half after the goal. Let's be honest about it. Let's be clear. Let's call a spade a spade. It is what it is. John, would you say Fowler was better than Owen? Robbie Fowler. See, I know what you're going to say here, and many people react in this way, but Robbie Fowler is my hero, so maybe I am a little bit biased on this one. Michael Owen, I would go as far as say he's grossly overrated. However, I think Robbie Fowler's grossly underrated. I genuinely think Robbie Fowler... In fact, Gary Neville said this, so I'm not on my own with this one. Gary Neville said this himself on the overlap. He said that Robbie Fowler could have been England's best centre-forward, and he included Alan Shearer in that. He could have been England's best centre-forward if he'd have been in a better team, in a proper team at the time. Instead, he was in Liverpool, and there was the whole drinking culture and all that thing. I honestly think Robbie Fowler, before he did his knee, He was better than Wayne Rooney, and I think he was genuinely up there with the best centre-forwards in football. You have never seen... There's never been a centre-forward before who has broke through into the Premier League at 17 years of age and has scored 30 goals a season for 3 seasons running. Fowler, between the ages of 17, 18, 20, 3 years running, he got 30 goals plus. It's never happened before. It's never happened since. It was better than Wayne Rooney. Whatever you think about Wayne Rooney and the way he broke through into the Prem, Robbie Fowler was better. And there's no doubt in that. He got 2 Young Players of the Year back to back, I think. No one's done it since. Just an unbelievable talent. All types of goals, left foot, right foot, header, strong, best finisher I've ever seen. Just unreal. Reese's Footy Feed, on the point of Owen, what in your view is the right way to develop the likes of Max Darman and Ngamoa at a steady and sustainable pace without stunting their pathways, being as they're both unusually young? I think kind of the way that we're doing and the way Arsenal are doing is that you give them minutes, you afford them minutes without overwhelming them. Because you've got to remember, I'm not the person to talk about this, but I'm sure clubs have experts in terms of development, and I'm talking about physical development here. As human beings, we grow up until 25, 20, 24, 25. In some cases, we're still developing up to that kind of early 20s. And if you get injuries when you're young, they can affect you for the rest of your life. So yeah, you have to be really, really careful about how much football you're asking him to do, how many sprints. Owen picked up a muscle injury when he was 19, 20. No, I think he was a bit older than that, actually. I think he was maybe 21. It was at Leeds. It was at Elland Road. He picked up a muscle injury, and he was never the same again. He lost that yard of pace, and he was always cautious running in behind. Still a good striker, but he never had that blistering pace again. Jimmy Smith, Owen was faster, that's it. Oh yeah, Owen was faster than Fowler. Fowler was better at everything else. Everything. I would go as far as say Fowler's our best centre-forward ever. Suarez. In my lifetime, Suarez then Fowler. Asif Mahi, are you a Birmingham fan? No, I'm a Liverpool fan, believe it or not, Asif, but I am watching games of football every day on this channel. That's what I do. I watch games of football, Premier League, Championship, League 1, League 2, National League, Europa League, Champions League, Conference League, La Liga, Bundesliga, everything. That's what we do on this channel. We watch games of football and talk about football, and that's what we do. So if you like that sort of thing, give us a like, give us a follow. We've watched a lot of Birmingham this season. Watched them on the opening day against Ipswich. And Leicester in front, probably deservedly so, I would say, based on the opening 45. What's your thoughts on that, by the way? But yeah, coming back to your question, Reese, I just think you have to give them minutes without overwhelming them. I know what you're talking about in terms of you don't want to stunt their pathways. You want to give them lots of chances. I think you just have to be cautious of the point at which you're over-relying on them. Because I think we're seeing a little bit of that now with Saka, Arsenal have played Saka an awful lot. And that might cost Saka in years to come. He's just starting to pick up the same sort of, muscle injuries that Michael Owen did. And hopefully that's not the case. But wouldn't be surprising if he starts to pick them up and it just cost him that little yard of speed that he had. Oh, it's so poor. Looking back at that goal. So poor from Pike and Laird in the midfield area. Yeah, really poor. Clara screaming at him there, not happy. Salford 0, Cheltenham 1. What was I saying before about that one? Cheltenham, I think they'll lose that one. Salford should win it. Cheltenham have lost 4 games on the spin. I think they've got 1 win in 5, but they've lost their last 4. And they're 1-0 up away at Salford tonight. What a goal that is for Cheltenham. Big, big goal. I need to see how Lecce are getting on against AC Milan. Is that on TNT? Lecce against AC Milan we could be doing with watching. What's it on? Oh, I thought we'd be able to watch. Surely Lecce AC Milan's on somewhere. Surely it is. Lecce. Oh, it's on DAZN. Oh, I could watch it. I've got DAZN. Yeah, I'll put it on DAZN. Is it? It's not half time, is it? Could put that on for 10 minutes while this is on half time. Although saying that, this is kicking off in a minute. We've missed the chance, really. Yes, Lecce and AC Milan have just kicked off the second half. They had a goal disallowed in the first half, Milan. Gabbia. They're looking really, really poor at the minute, aren't they? I can't believe how bad Milan look. They've got a midfield of Fofana, Modric and Loftus-Cheek. Musa and Estupiñán in the wing-back areas. Gabbia, Tomori and Pavlovic at the back, and Salamakers and Jimenez up front. It just doesn't inspire any confidence at all. Allegri's going to have to do something. Obviously, once Leao comes back in, maybe try and get Pulisic back involved. Isn't Chukwueze going as well? I'm sure there's rumours Chukwueze is leaving. Finners Matty, how long do you think until the Isak bid? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, look, we've got, what, 48 hours until the end of the transfer window, there or thereabouts. 48, 72 hours, something like that, whatever it is. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be between now and then. There's not long left. But it'll all go very, very quickly. Like, it literally, the bid will go in, Isak will be on his way to Liverpool, and the medical will be done, and it'll be done super quick. Like, it might even be, honestly, it wouldn't be surprising at all if Isak had passed the medical already. Like, that, honestly, I genuinely believe that's already been discussed. Like, yes, Ricky is on the bench, yeah. They've got Ricky, Pulisic, De Winter, Chukwueze, Bartasagi, Athikame, and Mull. Chaveo Mull, the young centre-forward from Suriname, who they brought in from Den Haag this summer. But they've not named a big bench, to be honest. Jashari hasn't travelled. Jashari's not on the bench. Leao's not travelled. And neither's Alejandro Jimenez. These are my little girls, by the way. I've not just got, you know, pink stickers and love hearts and whatever all over my desk. My little girl was in here before and she was sticking Peppa Pig stickers on the back of my laptop and all sorts. What we saying? Yeah, there's all. I'll leave that. I'm not going to put Milan on. We'll wait until Leicester's done. But I need Milan to win that one. I could do with Milan pinching it. I had a feeling they'd struggle tonight. Again, a little reminder of what we've got coming up this weekend. I know I've told you a million times. If you're on this channel regularly, then you'll already know. But I'll just tell you it again. We're watching Chelsea v Fulham. I'm live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. for Chelsea against Fulham. That's a 12 o'clock kickoff, or 12:30 kickoff, isn't it? in the Premier League. So I'm going to be live at 11 tomorrow for that. Then we've got Wolves against Everton. That's the 3 o'clock game that we're doing. Obviously, we'll keep an eye on all the other 3 o'clocks all over the country. That's going to be a little bit like, well, just call me your chubby Jeff Stelling. I will be watching along and we'll be giving you updates on all the goals around the Championship, League 1, League 2, and obviously the Premier League games as well. Bruno Fernandes, Man United, maybe Burnley can do something against United at Old Trafford. That'll be fun. But we'll be watching Wolves and Everton here. That's what I'm going to be watching here to see whether or not Vitor Pereira's Foxes. Vitor Pereira's Foxes. Because I'm watching Leicester. Vitor Pereira's Wolves can pinch something against the Toffees. And then, again, straight after that, I'm live for Leeds and Newcastle. So basically, from 11 o'clock tomorrow morning through to about 8 o'clock. It's a good 9 hours, innit? I'm pretty much sat here watching footy with you tomorrow. So hopefully you'll be with me for a few of them, if not all of them. Maybe you'll be here for a little bit of it. But I will be here all day tomorrow watching football. It's great on a Saturday. Chelsea, Fulham, Wolves, Everton, and then Leeds, Newcastle. And then on Sunday, we're doing the same again. So Sunday, we've got Rangers, Celtic. I'll be live at 10:30 for that one because it's a 12 noon start. As soon as that one's finished, I'm going to be doing Liverpool v Arsenal. We're not going to be doing the Brighton City game or the Nottingham Forest West Ham game. We'll be doing Liverpool Arsenal at 4:30. Big old game, that one. And Villa v Palace is the 7 o'clock. So 3 games on Sunday. And yeah, generally loads of footy. It's all good. Reese's Footy Feed. What I mean is usually you gently introduce an 18-year-old gradually and release them regularly at 19 to 20. But Darman is 4 years ahead of that typical approach. 10 years of elite footy. And it'll be an early decline. Yeah. Well, this is it. You have got to... So some players don't know, mate. Again, this is what we've got to remember. It's everyone's different. Everyone's body develops at different rates as well in that sense, I guess. James Milner played and started and scored in a Premier League game at like 16. And he's still playing now at nearly 40. Ryan Giggs was similar. He came through really young and still playing about the same age. There's some footballers who can do it and there's some footballers who can't. There's probably no rhyme or reason to it really, and it's just left up to the physicians, the doctors that treat them at the clubs who know best, and maybe they can advise Arteta and Arne Slot on, listen, he's got energy in the tank. You can go and play him today. He'll be all right for you, and maybe some days they'll advise him actually just give him a little bit of a rest. He's not quite right. Hido, Hibs last night. What a shame. Hibs going out. Shelley, I'm here for all of them. Best YouTube channel. You're the star. Shelley, you're the star. You're the star. How has this channel survived without you, Shelley? It's a great addition. Lovely to have you in the lives. Always good. Right. We are close to kick-off for the second half here. Is that Curtis Davis on the touchline? Why have Leicester not got a sponsor? I do like kits with no sponsors. I feel like it always makes them look better, doesn't it? Much rather kits with no sponsors, but yeah. Leicester haven't got one this year for some reason. Damari Gray didn't go off. He must have had more treatment at half-time. He's still not looking particularly comfortable with that left arm. Obviously wants to fight on. Fair play to him. Right, second half about to get underway at the King Power. Leicester City 1, Birmingham City 0. Big old game this for Leicester. Well, big for both of them. But where it will actually leave them in the table is another matter because Leicester with a win go up to 3rd. Birmingham would still be in 7th even with a defeat. Obviously all the teams still play tomorrow, but it's not been the worst start from either team aside from tonight's game. Right, let me get it off and underway. There you go. Right, we're okay. We're live. Finners Matty, got a sneaky feeling that Isak is done and will be announced against Arsenal. It's entirely possible. I mean, look, it'll be the 31st on Sunday, so yeah, it's plausible, I guess, that the deal is done before Arsenal. Yeah, certainly plausible. There's no reason why not. It's just we know it's going to happen. Everyone knows it's going to happen. It's a case of, you know, when rather than if. Right, what are we saying on TikTok? Sorry, let me open the... Toby, thoughts on Swindon? Like Swindon, yeah, got a lot of time for Swindon. The Robins. Oh, Leicester must be. Big chance again. Birmingham causing huge problems at the back themselves. Allsop very nearly getting into trouble. Leicester could have been 2-0 up there. Ayew was on it like a flash. Yeah, thoughts on Swindon? I like Swindon a lot. I've got family down there, not my family, my wife's family are down that way. And yeah, we've been past the county ground a few times. Obviously, you've got Holloway back there this year, haven't you? Ian Holloway. Everyone's favourite sort of non their own club manager. Everyone likes Ollie, don't they? But yeah, not a great season last year. Where did you finish in the end? It's kind of mid-table, wasn't it? With a bit of luck, you could maybe go up. There you go. Lecce 0, AC Milan. AC Milan 1. Toby and Ryan Tafazoli and Ollie Palmer signed 2. Nice. You finished 11th. How far off the playoffs, though? See, I mean, look. It'd be good if you could get back up to League One. You know, it's club's not been in great shape for a few years, but yeah, under Holloway, I think you could do all right. It's a good club. Finners Matty, however, when we sign Isak, does Ekatike go left wing and Gakpo get dropped to the bench? Then what happens with Rio? I think the way you've got to look at it, mate, is that Ekatike, it's not that they play on the left or they play through the middle. It's gonna be that we have six players who can all play across the front line. That's what he's looking for, Arne Slot. He's looking for that dynamism. Birmingham have just had a half-decent chance there. It was never really a big one. Damari Gray puts it in. I think he's offside anyway, to be honest. Not that it would have been ruled out, but it was hung up to the far post and it was headed miles over the bar. Yeah, not a particularly big opportunity. But yeah, I think he's looking for 6 that can play across the front line. So Chiesa is right wing, but he's frequently played centre forward. He came off the bench and played centre forward against Newcastle, didn't he? He can also drop into midfield. He can play right, he can play left. Salah can play right, he can play through the middle. Ekatike, we know, can play off the left through the middle. Gakpo through the left, off the left through the middle. I think we could probably put Rio left or right. I don't think there would be anything wrong with putting Rio on the right if we needed to. And again, Isak, I think Isak, when he does come in, he'll probably be the only one that is like a solid only number. He's only through the middle. We can't really play him anywhere else. You would never put Isak on the left. You would have him through the middle and maybe interchange him with Ekatike throughout the game. But I think what we're looking for is 6 players that can interchange and play everywhere. And that's probably what we've got with 5 out of the 6 anyway. Yeah. Gakpo, Rio, Chiesa, Salah, Ekatike. They can all play everywhere. And Isak will have to be our main centre forward. So yeah, Gakpo, I'm not sure, it's not necessarily right to look at it as Gakpo's going to get dropped. Because Salah's going to be away for the AFCON. We're going to have injuries throughout the season. Gakpo will still play an awful lot of times. He's also, by the way, just about to sign a new 5-year contract, Gakpo. That was announced yesterday, that we're about to sign him to a big, long contract. So that's really good. John, when does the window close? It closes on the end of the... Is it the 2nd? I don't think it is, actually. When does the window close? Let's find it exactly. When does the transfer window close? Premier League. It closes at... Because I'm doing a live all day. 7 o'clock on Monday the 1st, right? So it's, yeah, 7 o'clock, Monday the 1st. I am live most of the day for that one. So I'll be live pretty much all day Monday. For our transfer window deadline day show. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Really appreciate that. FM No Casuals, 2 goals disallowed for AC. The Serie A is back. Has that been disallowed, the second one? Oh, don't say that. I've got AC Milan to win. Oh, those rats. Who was it who scored the second? I saw Gabia scored the first. Jimenez. He's tosh anyway, him. He's absolutely pony. Bet Feyenoord wouldn't have him back now. Excuse me. Expected goals. Leicester City 0.1. Birmingham 0.4 nearly. So second half Birmingham have started better according to XG. No one really watches the game through XG though, do they? Anyone ever really put much stock in that? XG. Finners Matty, I think this deadline day could be the best in a while, although I would prefer if it goes to midnight. Oh, I wouldn't. I want to get to bed at a reasonable hour. 7 o'clock suits me fine. But I'll be live from the... I'll be live early doors all the way through. And we'll see if there's any deals that sneak in at the end. The Young Dartist. I know it's early, but what is this championship table? Well, there's certainly been some... AC Milan have scored now, FM No Casuals. There you go. They've actually got one this time. Coming back to the championship table, yeah, Stoke and Borough dominating at the top. I think they might go even further ahead, if I'm dead honest, tomorrow. I fancy Stoke to get something against West Brom. And I've also backed Borough against Sheffield United. Because, I mean, Sheffield United are all over the place. Plus Coventry as well. Coventry are away at... Is it Oxford tomorrow? Fancy Coventry. Even Preston. Preston are away at Fratton Park. They've started really well. Bristol City got Hull at home. D28, Napoli and Man U have agreed a season-long loan for Højlund. Bet they're made up with that. Rasmus. Okay, corner kick to Birmingham here. Clara has gone to the back stick, the big man. Ball whipped in, cleared away, too easy that. FM No Casual, Serie A is pony-like. AC Milan are poor. I'm kind of gutted that Allegri went back there because I really like Allegri. Yeah, I've got a lot of time for Allegri. The Young Dartist, do you think a Kazakhstani team should be in the Champions League? Oh, why not? They've earned the right, haven't they? I mean, look, they've earned it as much as anyone else has. So, yeah, why not? Good luck to them. They beat Celtic over 2 legs. They deserve to be in. Celtic were dreadful. They've qualified in the second round. Fair play for them. Exactly, yeah. Yeah, just... again, half-decent chance there for Kyogo. Should he be doing better there? Feel like you got to keep that down. I mean, it lands on the roof of the net. It's not a terrible shot. Difficult chance, really, but I would expect a player of his quality to keep that one down. Page is coming off here, the 16-year-old. Lewis Page off, Patson Daka coming on. So this is an opportunity for Leicester maybe to stretch Birmingham a little bit with Patson Daka's pace in behind. I might just see Ayew drop into the 10. It might just be that he drops in a little bit deeper. But a really, really impressive performance, that from Page. 16 years of age and he gets an assist tonight. Might be the winner as well. So, good lad. G. Lawrence happy with the Javi Simons key. Get on your bike, you. On your bike. The young Dartis. Yeah, true. I was out somewhere and holy, the noise was immense when Celtic lost. What, are you somewhere near Glasgow then, I'm guessing? 3-star Reds, evening Key. Sorry I'm a bit late tonight, been a bit busy. Listen, no problem, mate. You come on as and when you can. It's always lovely to have you. Always lovely to hear from you. Great result, well, great draw today for Forest. What a draw. We had that earlier today. We did the draw live. So, fantastic draw for Forest. Would you go to any of them away games? Betis away. Hopefully you go to, hopefully you get to some in the European games, because I do feel like that's a really, really big draw for Forest. And obviously you've got Malmo as well, of course, who you played in the final back in the day, wasn't it? Dartis, in Irvine. It's near Kilmarnock. Oh, right, okay. But yeah, Porto at the City Ground and Real Betis away. To be honest, I'd even be intrigued at, if I was a Liverpool fan, Utrecht away. Because Utrecht's meant to be a really, really nice city. It's a short trip as well, that. Isn't it? Just over to Holland. The young artist, who is your team? I'm a Liverpool fan, mate, but that's what I do is watch football. That's my thing. I watch football on TikTok, on YouTube, on whatever. That's what I do for a living. So yeah, that's my thing. I watch football matches and people watching with me, and we talk shit about football. So we watch everyone. Premier League, Championship, SPL. We watched Celtic against Kairat. And we watched Rangers get snotted against Club Brugge as well on this channel. So we're just watching Leicester City against Birmingham now. Reese, do we think Sancho's attitude stinks? Or do you think Ten Hag is a bit of a melt? Surely both of those things can be true at once. I think that might well be the case, to be honest. I think Sancho's probably not done himself... he's done himself a great disservice at times. I think he's a good old... He's a good player. Very good player. Very, very talented player. But how many times have we seen that? How many times have we talked about talented wide players that maybe don't quite put the effort in when they need to, or, don't quite turn up for the teams when they need to, or throw the toys out the pram? So many are just a little bit tempestuous. I always feel like there's a lot of wide players who get... It goes to the head really quickly, doesn't it? That they're going to be the next big thing. And Sancho was one of them who fit that category. Liverpool have had a few of them over the years as well. Creme de la FM, what a shit game this is. Yeah, it's not been brilliant. But now we're in. Leicester City have scored from basically the only shot on target in the entire game. So it's not been ideal. Reece could have been the next Federico Chiesa. I love Chiesa. 3-star Reds, it was a great draw. Malmo, the highlight for me. Don't go to the games now, but we'll be tuning into the live ones on telly. I reckon we could go far. Yeah, it's a good draw, isn't it? Yeah, Ferencvaros at home, Sturm Graz. Obviously Malmo, Utrecht. I think there's a couple of sides there that Forest could look at and go 3 points. Pretty happy with that. 3 points is a pretty decent... 3 points. Those 4 teams are certainly the easier ones. I do think Midtjylland, Porto, you got Braga as well, haven't you? Who else am I missing? Oh no, that's Midtjylland. Midtjylland's at home. You got Porto, Braga, Ferencvaros. Who am I missing? Porto, Betis, Ferencvaros, Utrecht, Malmo, Sturm Graz, Prague. Oh, that's it. Yeah, that is it. Thought I was missing someone else then. Palace. Palace got a tough draw. Well, Palace's was... They're going to Shelbourne, aren't they, in Dublin? That's going to be a great away trip. That'll be a really, really good one. I saw they got AZ Alkmaar at home. That'll be a tough one. They've got to go and play Dynamo Kiev, wherever that is. It won't be in the Ukraine, but they'll have to go and play Kiev somewhere. I think they got Larnaca. Who else was there? Strasbourg. Strasbourg away. That's a tough one for Palace. Let me see who else they got. I can't remember who Palace got. I knew they had Strasbourg, Shelbourne, Palace, Europa Conference League draw. Sorry. Coups, of course, Coups, the Finnish side. Oh, they'll smash them. They'll do Coups. They'll do AEK Larnaca. They'll probably do Shelbourne. They'll probably do Kiev, assuming it's in a reasonable place. But Alkmaar and Strasbourg are two difficult games. I still think Palace will finish in the top 24. They'll qualify for the next round. Creme de la FM, stop picking games wrong. Hopefully Garnacho does not at Chelsea now he's away from the cursed club. The young artist, as an Arsenal fan, I predict 1-1 against Liverpool. Wouldn't surprise me if that's the case, mate. Listen, like I'm saying, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'd love us to get the win. I'm sure you would too for Arsenal, but it wouldn't surprise me either way if it's one of them games. Two really, really good teams. Could go either way, but Arsenal haven't got a great record at Anfield. Liverpool do have a good record at Anfield. A draw probably suits both teams to a degree because we live to fight another day, whereas if Liverpool win, it really sets Arsenal back mentally. If Arsenal win, it's a big dagger to the champions, isn't it? It's letting them know early doors, we're here, we're not going away. So mentally, there's a huge thing you could put on this result. A draw probably suits Liverpool more than it does Arsenal. I feel like this game, it probably does mean more to Arsenal than it means to Liverpool. Like, everyone's pointing out going into this game just how Mikel Arteta has to win a league title. He's spent so much. He's not won anything at Arsenal. He's got to win a league title this year. And I just feel like the fact that he's not really delivered an away win at a big ground, at a City or a Liverpool, it's going to take that. He's got to get that off his back. He's carrying that. And he's going to have to go and get a win at Anfield or the Etihad this season to prove that they are going to be champions. Or that they even can be champions. The young artist, if anyone wins, it's 2-1. I can't see a 2-goal difference. No, nor I. And be yourself, Dylan, it could even be 0-0. Yeah, just a really cagey one. A really cagey one where neither side really wants to give it up and it might be 0-0. Yeah, I think that's a fair point, Dylan. But there is a lot of pressure on this game. Nick, over 2.5 in the Valencia game. I don't know. What's the score? I haven't even seen. 1-0 Valencia Getafe at half-time. No, I don't think there's going to be another 2 in that one. Valencia generally quite low scoring in La Liga. Getafe worth over 2.5 last week against Sevilla, though. But no, I don't think so. I think it'll probably finish 1-0 or 1-1. 3-star Reds, old enough to remember that great night against Malmo, watching on the telly, and my mum and dad then taking me to see the European Cup on display in Lonsdale Travel Shop in Derby. Wow. Great memory, that. Core memory unlocked. Love it. How old would you have been about that time, mate? If you can remember. I mean, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to, but The young artist, would you rather Celtic or Rangers? I haven't really got a strong preference, if I'm dead honest, mate. I guess if you were, like, forcing me, gun to my head to choose, it would be Rangers. But I haven't really got a reason for that. I don't feel strongly about either of them. And do you know what the main reason is? Probably Steven Gerrard. Kenny Dalglish played for Celtic. We've had a lot of great players who've played for Celtic over the years. Obviously, Souness played for Rangers. I've got no problem with either. I grew up watching a lot of Celtic, Henrik Larsson, and I loved that Celtic team in the sort of mid to late 90s. But equally, the Rangers team, Ali McCoist, Gaza, Laudrup, and then even beyond that, Van Bronckhorst, Michael Moles, Claudio Caniggia. I remember going up to Ibrox and Parkhead, met John Hartson outside Parkhead and got a tour around Ibrox. It was wicked. So I like both clubs, I really do. Got a lot of time for both clubs. Craig, I'm a Rangers fan and I'm not even sure anymore. Are you really concerned for this weekend? I don't know how I would feel if I was a Rangers fan going into this weekend against Celtic. That feels like the ultimate nightmare. Your manager's already on the precipice. He's already just... You're not quite sure on him, and he's getting a lot of stick, a lot of grief. He's been knocked out of Europe. He's been, picking up draws against Motherwells and St Mirrens of the world, and just not really been able to get results over the line. Flattered to deceive. And then you've got Celtic at Ibrox. Some game, that. So I'm looking forward to that this weekend. 12 o'clock this weekend, big kickoff. Does Russell Martin survive? Craig, it's a tough one. We've done all right in the last All Firm games, but gone so far backwards. Who do you reckon he starts? Because his line-up against Club Brugge in midweek was an odd one, wasn't it? Feels like he dropped a lot of players out. Diamandi. Diamandi got dropped. He started Rothwell in there. But he left out Raskin as well. Does he give maybe a game to someone like Finlay Curtis? Bring him in? Feels like he gets starts playing really well when he's coming into the side. He's had a couple of good finishes recently. Nick, prediction Espanyol v Osasuna. I would say Espanyol win and under 2.5. Cool. Nice. Good luck with that, mate. Nearly 70 minutes gone here, and this has been thoroughly dreadful, I have to say. Brandon Murray, what game are you watching? I'm watching Leicester City against Birmingham. It's 1-0. There's been one shot on target all game. Leicester scored it, and that was in about the 10th minute. And then after that, it's been crap. It's been really bad. Neither side has really done an awful lot going forward. They've given the ball away an awful lot. Leicester holding on to what they have. Nick, what's the best scenario in the Valencia game? 1-1 and then 2-1. I don't know. The best scenario for who, I guess. I don't know. MT, is Fars on already? No, he isn't. No, there's not been any changes in this one, I don't believe. Nearly 70 minutes on. I think both managers keeping the powder dry, really. Sorry, I tell a lie. Keshi Anderson came on a minute or so ago for Williamson. But that's it. That's been the only change. Oh, no, that's also a lie. Daka came on for Page. I remember saying it. Patson Daka came on for Lewis Page. So that's the only two. But that's it. That really is it, I promise you. It's only those two. Hamza Chowdhury's gone down here now. And he's taken his boot off. I think he's not happy. Brandon, I'm watching it too. I just thought you were watching the Valencia game. No, I'm not, mate. Bobby Lee Bushell, Picky, Taco, Van der Vin, Livramento, and Dye, Semenyo, Reinders, Woods, Ekatiki, Haaland, my team. Oh, yeah, for your FPL. Brandon, where do you think Jose will go now? West Ham. Put your house on it. He will be a West Ham manager within the next 6 weeks. Telling you. Jose Mourinho to West Ham, calling it now. Craig was liking the EPL Friday games. I'm guessing there is a mad Sunday night one this week then. There is, yes. I was talking before today, so on Sunday we've got, Saturday we're doing early kickoff is Chelsea and Fulham. Then you've got all the 3 o'clocks kicking off. Man United, Burnley, Sunderland, Brentford, Everton, Wolves, which we're watching on the channel here as well. And then the late kickoff is Leeds Spurs against Bournemouth as well at 3 o'clock. And then it's Leeds v Newcastle 5:30. And then on Sunday we've got Brighton against City 2 o'clock. Nottingham Forest West Ham 2 o'clock. Liverpool Arsenal 4:30. And then Aston Villa Palace is at 7 o'clock on Sunday night. So I'm not doing the 2 o'clocks on Sunday because I'm going to be doing the Old Firm instead. I'm going to do Rangers Celtic and we'll see how we get on. Empty return to United for Jose. And 3-star Reds, I've got myself a good set of earplugs for a certain game that kicks off north of the border this weekend. Gary Starling, United need to give Amorim time. How much time, Gary? I'm intrigued by this. Are you a Man United fan yourself, Gary? Because I'm really intrigued by the idea that United fans want to give him time when he has such a bad record. At what point do results, matter the most? Can I call you? You can't call me. What do you mean call me? You can talk. We can chat on. You can chat on here. Yeah, we can chat. But you can't call me. This is it. You can talk in the chat. Everyone wants to hear your opinion, mate. Not just me. Callum, all right, Peter K, tourist boy. Here he is, the wool himself has entered the chat. Brandon, I think Amorim will go if they lose to Burnley. It's tough. It's a really tough one to call. And when we say he'll go, do you think sack or resign? Because I think he's far more likely to resign, Far more likely to resign. Lecce 0, AC Milan 2. Craig Foley, Amorim spent half the game playing one-player battleships. Gary Starling, we've spent 200 million on strikers. Right? And that's a choice, isn't it? That's a choice from Amorim, surely. He could have spent that money in other areas if he chose to. I think Man United still will sign a goalkeeper, won't they? But you can't say that he's not had money. He's spent money. He's certainly spent money. Callum, you're from Wales, lad. I'll leg you everywhere. I'll leg you everywhere. Brandon, I think he won't be sacked, to be honest. He'll go himself. Salford have equalised. It's finished that one. Salford 1, Cheltenham 1. Gary Starling, we're out the Cardboard Cup. We're out the Champions League. And we need De Gea back in goal. De Gea's in Europe himself. At least he's got European football this year with Fiorentina. MT, Amorim needs more time away from United. He needs a post-United leave of absence. Well, he will. I think just mentally he'll need some time away, but it wouldn't surprise me an awful lot. Listen back to his interview after that Grimsby game where he said the players spoke really loudly for me. They basically, it felt to me like he was saying, the players aren't listening to me. I'm really, really let down by my players. I'm not happy with them. And for that reason, it's pointless me sticking around. So I feel like if he doesn't get a reaction against Burnley, he might be the type of personality that just walks. Wolves have agreed a deal in principle for Tolu Arokadari. That's good. What's he give? Does he give a penalty or a free kick? Free kick. Oh, my God. He's asking for a penalty here, Lewis Koumas. I think this might be in the box. Lewis Koumas is asking the ref to have a look at the big screen. He can't do that. Oh, it's definitely a free kick. There's no doubt about it. It's just whether or not it was in the box. Nah, it was outside. It's clearly outside. But Lewis Koumas is screaming at the ref there. It was a naughty one, that, from Ricardo Pereira on Kyogo. And it's a free kick right on the edge of the area for Birmingham. This game might just be livening up now. Ethan, are you going to do a watch along for the South Coast Derby? It depends. It honestly depends, mate. Brandon, that says a lot that you want to hear back when in his last year you were giving him so much stick. That's true. Omar, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Again, if you're new around here, do give us a like, give us a follow, subscribe if you can. Koumas and Kyogo off, Tommy Doyle and Dutch on. Here he is, Dutch. The German centre-forward who scored and assisted more than Voltemade last year in the Bundesliga. And he's now coming off the bench for Birmingham. That's how good Voltemade is. We can use that against Newcastle fans a little bit this season. Ben says, I read that by Ricardo. It was, I think he got the ball. I think if there was VAR, he got a little bit of the ball, but the follow through was nasty, wasn't it? He definitely caught him. Jeremy Monger is lying down behind the wall here, just trying to make sure that it doesn't sneak underneath it when they jump. Reese's Footy Feed, I think we play well but lose narrowly tomorrow. United salvage it in the last minutes. Every time a manager is on the sword, they do the bare minimum to prolong the inevitable. Right, well, here we go. Damari Gray over the free kick. Big chance, this one. Right-footed, edge of the box, just right of centre. It's into the wall, deflected. It's in the box, good save. And it's gone behind for a corner. Oh, good defending that by Vestergaard. Brandon, he's so good in the Bundesliga, that fella. How did he end up at Birmingham? MT, bro is here already inventing ways to piss off the Geordies. Listen, you wouldn't believe the amount of stick I took from them on Twitter last night. The Geordies have been giving me lots of grief, so you can get it back a little bit. Long ball in. Oh, how's that gone over the bar? Clara, the big centre-back, the captain of Birmingham, has headed it over, probably from about a yard out. Oh. 3-star Reds, listening to Mr. Maranakis' interview in Monaco after the draw, I reckon Nuno is safe. However, Mourinho, 100-30 to be next Forest gaffer. Clara has to score there. He has to score. That is an absolute sitter that the captain has missed there. Make no mistake about it. That is a free header 2 yards out. Free header 2 yards out. I'm not even kidding. He's basically on the line. He heads it over the bar. But yes, 3-star Reds, I have to say I agree with that one. Mr. Maranakis interview after the draw. He said that the relation... He kept using the word solid, didn't he? He said the relationship between me and Nuno and the players and the club, it's very solid. We all want the best for Nottingham and the relationship is solid. And he did also say that after this draw now, I am flying back to London and I am going to meet with Nuno and everything will be fine. So I agree. I think he basically said that I expect him to stay as manager and I'm confident he's the right man to lead us forward. So he's had success at Forest. I think he is going to keep the job, but it looks like it's probably not far away from blowing up again. It probably won't be a million miles away before it all falls to bits again. Brandon doesn't look good for the goalkeeper here for Leicester. No, Stolarczyk gone down. I wonder if Begovic makes his debut here. He's all right. He's doing the old wheels to make sure that he's, do the old shoulder rolls. Couple of shoulder rolls. Ethan, score prediction for Watford v Southampton tomorrow. I have backed Southampton to win that one. I've got you double chance, but I do. I think Southampton should be able to get that one over the line. I've backed you to win. Okay, last 10 minutes at the King Power. Have we got another goal in this one? I hope so, because it's been fucking garbage so far, hasn't it? Absolutely garbage. Just shots would do. Shots on target. Let's liven the game up a little bit. Am I asking a bit too much? Brandon Murray says 2-0 Southampton tomorrow. That seems reasonable enough, yeah. Finners Matty, Jose Mourinho to West Ham if Potter gets sacked. Mourinho to West Ham is the most nailed on thing you are ever likely to see. He fits West Ham like a glove. Based on what he already said. That he's looking to come back to the Premier League for a club that's not in Europe. That's what he said, didn't he? I want to manage in the Premier League again for a club that isn't in Europe. It's West Ham. To be honest, I think Everton fans would be devastated if Mourinho went to West Ham, because Everton fans would love him. Everton fans would love Mourinho. Ethan, I'm gutted to lose Mateus Fernandes, but we have Azaz. Can Azaz play tomorrow? I hope so. Oh, chance here. Birmingham, big old chance. Great defending from Leicester. That's fabulous play. Do you know, I will say this. People were asking me before about, jobs in football. Could Kee be a decent scout? I have never got a player more wrong than I got Patson Daka. I remember watching him for Red Bull Salzburg and thinking, this guy's a player. He is going to be absolutely brilliant. What a signing he's going to be for Leicester City. He's been dreadful. Like, so bad. And it's even worse. Like, he's come on the pitch here now, and Leicester can't get the ball because they've got no out ball. He doesn't move. And when he does move, he's like he's running through treacle. He's the slowest fast player I have ever known. And he is fast. He's got pace. He doesn't do enough. And he doesn't use his strength enough. Look at that. Just bullied. Brandon Murray, West Ham are honestly so badly run. Yeah. But that's in part because of the fact that the owner, Neil Sullivan's a goalkeeper. He played for Wimbledon. Sullivan is constantly taking players from agents that his manager doesn't really want. Ethan said, Will still said, if they come in today, they can. Yeah, it'd be good if you can get Fellows and Finn Azaz playing this weekend. That'd be a result. Right, Ashak Fatawu going off here for Leicester. I think he's down. The match winner, as it stands, probably will be the match winner, I would imagine. Great goal from Fatawu. No chance at all for the keeper. Finners Matty, how good has this game been? It's been shocking, Matty. There's no real word for it other than shocking. One goal from probably the one shot on target we've had all game. It's been dreadful. There's not been any flashpoints, no, big decisions or anything. It's been pretty poor. We've picked a lot of good games on this channel, but this isn't one of them. Okay, change for Birmingham. So it's Dykes coming on, which is basically just an indication they're going to go very, very long. Phil Newman off, Lyndon Dykes on. They're just going to pump it long, aren't they? Lyndon Dykes, if nothing else, he can win a ball, can't he? Ben, I've backed Burnley tomorrow. I've done Burnley or draw. Was it 5-1 you could get for Burnley win? I've done Burnley or draw in that one tomorrow, but I've only put it on one. It's just an outside chance just to see if it happens, but I'm not confident. If I'm dead honest, I think that's the heart ruling the head. The head thinks I think United probably will win it, sadly. I'm gutted, but yeah. I'm bloody going for it. I've just got 7-1 on Sky Bet. Nice. Oh, you're at Chester Races. Nice. Oh, good luck with that, mate. Hopefully you get a win. Or 2. Or 3. Ethan, what was your thoughts on Mads Roslev coming to us? Has Roslev... No, Roslev's joined you. Has he really? I've missed that. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a really good signing then. I'm really shocked by that. Roslev is a wonderful player. That's mad. I mean, admittedly, he's not been as important to Brentford last year as he was in previous years, but I'm surprised they were willing to let him go. He was a good utility player, wasn't he? You could kind of put him on the right and sometimes stick him in the middle of the park as well. He was a good player. So yeah, Southampton have got a good deal there with Mads Roslev. Good player. Ferdinand, I missed the old AC Milan. It's not been a good night, has it? Nick says tomorrow Burnley win in the first half. I'm not putting that on. Ethan for a free transfer as well. Oh, has his contract run out? Oh, okay. Well then yeah, that's an unbelievable signing. Even better. Ben, I'm just hoping United's heads are utterly in the gutter. 124 says Sesko brace. A home defeat to Burnley would leave them in utter chaos. Listen, the thing is, they've invested that much time in Amorim and they've invested that much in his project that they aren't gonna sack him. There's not even a loss to Burnley tomorrow. They don't sack him. But he might resign. So United would have to convince him to stay, and that changes the dynamic, doesn't it? That United are then convincing a manager with the worst record, the worst winning run, the worst win percentage, sorry. Ruben Amorim has the worst win percentage of any Manchester United manager since 1931. That's a true stat. I think he's got 31% in all competitions. It's the worst. Oh, Leicester, it's 2. Great ball in. And it's Ricardo Pereira to absolutely seal this one. It was a great cross in and the right back getting into the box. 2-0, sealed the game, 88 minutes on the clock. Leicester City 2, Birmingham 0. Cifuentes absolutely chuffed with that. He's run on and hugged the goalkeeper. Or rather, the goalkeeper's ran and hugged him. It wasn't quite Jurgen Klopp in the derby. But that is the game over now. Leah Manning, Hoyland to Napoli. Here we go. 124 says game over. Listen, the thing with United tomorrow is, it just feels like they have to get a reaction. They have to get a reaction. They are going to be fighting for everything tomorrow. And if the Burnley that turns up at Spurs turns up, United will turn them over 4-0. They'll turn them over 4-0 and everything will be rosy again. There is every chance that happens, by the way. And that's something you should be prepared for if you're not a United fan, because they'll flip like that. It'll go from being the worst thing ever, should we sack Amorim, to they win 4-0 against Burnley, we're going to be back in the top 4. It was going to be a blip, we're going to be in the top 4 this season. It'll go like that. I'm telling you. They don't need much, United. They're like Everton fans recently. They don't need much at all to flip back into it. But a draw is bad for United tomorrow. A defeat is catastrophic. If Burnley turn up and play like they did against Sunderland last week at Turf Moor, where they are organised, they are quite compact, you know, they don't leave an awful lot of room in the final third, I think they can get something. It'll be a low-scoring game, but I think they can get something. They can hurt United as well on the counter-attack. They've definitely got pace. Right, Leicester are coming forward here. This could be 3 on the counter. Good ball into the middle. It's a great play, that, by Leicester. 124, I want him to be in the job for Anfield away. Me too. 124, Monger assist. Was it a Monger assist? I think it might have been, you know. Oh, it was Jeremy Monger. What a player. That's both of Leicester City's goals tonight have been assisted by 16-year-olds. Monger and Page, Lewis Page. Two very talented players there. Liam Manning, he shouldn't be on the pitch. Shocking challenge on Kyogo. Ben, I think he's out of his depth combined with a badly run club. He's still only in his 30s, isn't he, Amarim? You've got to remember that. He's still only a young manager. So it's entirely fair to assume that he's possibly just in over his head. It's a big old beast to tackle, that Manchester United. And they've not been at it for a long time. So it's probably not out of order to suggest he's just a little bit out of his depth, as you say. It's not an insult to him, and if he decided to leave, it might actually be the best thing for his career, because he could kind of go, I tried, it was far too big for, it's proven to be too big for Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ten Hag, David Moyes, some of the more experienced and seasoned managers in football. They've all had a go and they've failed. I've failed too. It's just a problem club at the moment, and I don't know how they get back to it. United will get back to it though one day, and it will be very soon. 1, 2, 4. Some player, Jeremy Monger. Yeah, Page. Yeah, Page is a really good player too. There's a lot to like about those two. And again, if Leicester City if there's not talk about Leicester getting points deductions and all that, which there is, they haven't signed anyone this summer because of the talk about points deductions. The result of that is that they're giving 16-year-old lads like Monger and Page chances. They're starting them in championship games, and they'll probably reap the rewards, because you have to say, oh, great defending that. Nearly 3-0. You have to say now, if Leicester don't go up to the Premier League clubs will be bidding big money for Monger and Page, won't they? Premier League clubs will be all over them. Nick, do you reckon United win under 2.5? I'm backing Burnley, to be honest, or draw. Liam, 9 minutes added on, it ain't over. Yeah, 9 minutes added on, Jesus Christ. 6 minutes to go. 3-star Reds, European trips will be back on the cards for West Ham fans at the end of the season, guaranteed. Eurostar leaves Stratford International every 30 minutes. Leicester corner kick, floated over to the far side. Vestergaard over the bar. Ostermorg, what's the chance of Højlund being Serie A top scorer by the end of the season? You know it, don't you? Yeah, Højlund is going to go there, and he's got De Bruyne behind him, McTominay. He's going to absolutely smash it in Serie A. He's going to do really well. And all United fans will be like, I can't believe we sold him. Ostermorg, where do you think Amarim's next job could be if he resigns? Well, people forget, he came and interviewed for the West Ham job, didn't he? Just before he got the Man United job, he flew over to West Ham in the middle of a title race with Sporting Lisbon. He flew over to England and was pictured meeting the West Ham owners and stuff like that, and pictured getting off a plane in London. All that stuff in the middle of a title race in Portugal. Can you imagine? And he had to go back and apologise because West Ham turned him down for the job. They went with Lopetegui in the end. And he had to go back and apologise to Sporting Lisbon and say, I'm really sorry. I asked my players to show respect. I asked my players to behave in the right way, and I haven't behaved in the right way. And that was 18 months ago. Wasn't that long ago. So where does he go next? It's a good question. I think another club would take a chance on him. You don't tend to go from Sporting to Manchester United to like a Besiktas, like Ollie has, or someone like that. I think he probably gets another semi-big job. But this Man United job, if he stays there and he gets sacked, I think it haunts him. I think if he values his career, he'll resign. And there might just be advisors around him that are saying, listen, this is already pointing that way. I know it's a big opportunity for you, but think about your career longer term. This isn't going to end in the right way. Like the club either aren't giving you the backing that you think you should have, or I don't know. But it's not working out, and you can get front foot and you can resign, or you can wait to be sacked, and maybe then your next job is, Watford or something like that. No disrespect to Watford. Reece, Ralph Rangnick too. I mean, Ralph Rangnick, again, one of the most experienced people in football, said United needed open heart surgery. We're not talking about 2 or 3 players. Open heart surgery. That was like, 4 or 5 years ago? They didn't really get it. Wade Dodd, have you seen the Arsenal chant copying Chiesa chant by using Eze, by the way? It's wicked. Chiesa chant is wicked. Yeah, I've seen him copying it. It is what it is, isn't it? Reece, what age group for England did Rio get called up to? I think it was under 17s, under 18s. I think it was under 18s. FM No Casuals, what a great game this was. A true advert for the English second tier. 124, Hoyland player of the season. Napoli back-to-back Scudettos. Key, what a shit match tonight. Reece, if Hoyland goes to Napoli and they win another league, that's the funniest thing ever. And FM No Casuals, you're 100% right about this. I don't know who is worse now. AC Milan like the back 3 formation. I can't judge him until he's been somewhere else, to be fair, Key. I feel sorry for him now. I mean, it is a poison chalice, isn't it? It's absolutely a poison chalice. Reese's Footy Feed, Monga only turned 16 last month as well. I know. He was 15 when he played against Liverpool last season when the rat, Trent Alexander-Arnold, scored the winner. William, how do you think Xavi Simons will do at Spurs? I think he'll do really well. Yeah, he's a good player. Really talented player. 3-star Reds, have you seen the new Forest third kit, Key? And what do you reckon? Seriously considering getting one myself. I haven't. Let's have a look at it. Nottingham Forest third kit. Let's have a look at it. What is it? Oh, it's the blue with the red. The navy blue and red. Oh, no, it's not. It's like an orangey colour, isn't it? Yeah, it's alright, that. It's like a navy blue with a... It's a bit like Chelsea. It's like that. That's like the Chelsea Petr Cech goalkeeper kit. Isn't it? It's nice, that. It's alright. Yeah. Ostermorg, Lukaku, Luka and Hoyland. Decent strikers for Napoli, yeah. And Ethan Keys, what are your thoughts on Ryan Reynolds and Tom Brady wanting Wrexham versus Birmingham to be in America? They can want, but I want doesn't get. And I think English football hopefully will be a little bit stronger than Spanish football and say no to things like that. I don't want that happening. I don't think it should happen. But it's all pointed that way, innit? Let's be honest, mate. It's all going to end up that way. At some point, we're going to see games of football being played in Saudi. And honestly, I think the FA Cup final being in Saudi is really... Or certainly the Champions League final. Champions League final being held in Saudi is really not that far away. That might be in the next couple of years. FM No Casuals, I do think his lack of flexibility will hinder him anywhere he goes. Oh, it's full time here. Leicester 2, Birmingham 0. Good result for Leicester this. And it was 2-0 also to Milan in Lecce as well in Serie A. So, a couple of good results tonight if you back those on the ACCA, as I did. 3-star Reg, Chelsea Key. You're not really selling it to me now. Yeah, I was going to say, Amrim's lack of flexibility, if he's going to be playing 4-3-3, or sorry, rather, 5-2-3, isn't it? Effectively. Or 5-2-2-1. It's an odd little setup he has. He also needs absolute specialists in every position. He can't really have, a squad that can be dynamic and play in multiple positions. He feels like he needs a certain expert in each position for him to get the best out of him. But the fact that he's got 4 midfielders to play 2 positions, he's got Agate, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes and Mainu is the one who's getting benched every 5 minutes. For me, that alone would be enough to sack him. Mainu is the shining light for Man United. There's no way he should be on the bench. 124, never catch me feeling sorry for United or the players or the coaches after all the years I grieved. Key, we all knew they'd been a drop-off when Fergie left, but we never imagined this low. Reece Crownshaw, I think Simons will get sold or sent out on loan next season. Leon Fulham, a big derby tomorrow. Chelsea v Fulham. Well, Leon, I've backed Fulham to get a point. You won at Stamford Bridge last year, didn't you? Huge win last year for Fulham at Stamford Bridge. West London derby. I think you can get a point there tomorrow. And we'll be live for it as well. I'm live at 11 AM tomorrow for Chelsea and Fulham. So if anyone wants to give us a like, give us a follow, make sure you've subscribed. I'll be live tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And we'll be there for it. Bro, I need help with my FPL. Should I keep Palmer on the bench or swap him out? I got rid of him. I think Palmer's going to have one of them seasons. I can see it now. If Enzo Maresca is insistent on putting Cole Palmer in the 10, rather than on the right wing, which is where he's done all his best work, if he puts him in the 10, he'll be isolated. He doesn't play well there. We saw it in the Conference League final against Betis. He got marked out the game. He won't get a kick. Cole Palmer in that number 10 position still gets goals and assists, but he's not worth the money that you'll pay for him in FPL. So I've took him out. I've already called that one early. I've took him out. I don't want Cole Palmer in there. And that extra money has afforded me the ability to squeeze in some other better players. Reese, going to Cornwall tomorrow for a week, mate. I'll be watching, not have time to comment. Take care and hope you have exciting streams and channel growth while I'm away. That's very lovely of you to say, mate. Enjoy Cornwall, beautiful part of the world. And yeah, enjoy it. Take care, mate. I'll see you soon. 3-star Red Key, say this very quietly. Forest have signed a goalkeeper from Botafogo. What a surprise! Another signing from Botafogo. United 7 says, I'm going tomorrow. What score do you think it's going to be? Liam Manning, Cremonese top and Vardy going to sign. Are they winning the league? Right. Well, Salford just about got back and equalised against Cheltenham, so it was 1-1 in League 2 tonight. And other than that, that's really been it. We've seen Leicester win 2-0, AC Milan win 2-0 in Lecce, and yeah, I think that's... I mean, we have kept an eye out on the Bundesliga as well. Hamburg and St. Pauli, 2-0 to St. Pauli. Hamburg having a player sent off in that one. Lens beat Brest 3-1. And in La Liga, Elche beat Levante 2-0. Valencia currently 2-0 up against Getafe. Last 15 minutes in that one. Right. United 7, I think it's going to be 2-0 to Burnley. Jay Sakini, are you doing City and Brighton before Liverpool-Arsenal on Sunday? No. On Sunday I am doing Rangers against Celtic. The Old Firm kicks off at 12 o'clock, so I'm doing that one. And then as soon as that one finishes, I'm going to be doing Liverpool-Arsenal. So they are the two games I'm doing. Sorry, the first two games I'm doing on Sunday. Once Liverpool-Arsenal finishes, I'm live for Aston Villa v Palace. So we've got 3 games on Saturday, 3 games on Sunday. I'm live for all of them. Make sure you come and give us a follow and a like and a live, and I'll see you all tomorrow if you're watching. Take it easy, have a nice night, and enjoy your Sunday.